does too.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Rooster Teeth podcast.
It's why
this week brought to you by. I'm Gus.
You always put me under the undies. I'm Gavin.
I'm Barbara.
I'm Bernie.
And I'm Gus. Maybe we'll try to give you a hint about the undies.
So right before we started the podcast, Gus was sitting here saying, like literally 2 seconds before, that he thought that the patch intro was coming.
Right. Yeah, I don't know why. I was expecting
But
that.
I thought the exact same thing.
That's really weird.
I think there was something, I heard some sound. Did you think like maybe a minute before the podcast started?
Is it because they were flashing blue lights in there?
I thought I could have sworn I heard the patch.
No, I was expecting, I was surprised by the short intro. I was expecting the longer intro of the patch.
Do an impression of the patch intro.
Can I tell you something?
Scream.
I might have said this before.
Yeah.
I don't like the Wilhelm scream.
Well, it's stupid. Nobody screams like that.
When I hear the Wilhelm scream, it makes me mad. And I just saw
it
Kill
used
Bill.
to be cool, right? When people would sneak it in.
I think it's only cool the first time you hear it. And I think everyone else is fucking sick of it at this point.
Well, it's just willy-nilly at this point.
I think the Wilhelm scream turns basically everybody into a first-year film student. Because they're like in movie theaters and you hear it and some jackass is always like, that's the Wilhelm scream. Everyone else around was like,
so what you don't like is that too many people know about it and now you think it's not cool.
Dude,
Why
I'm
is
not
it in
kidding.
the patch intro, though?
I just watched Kill Bill Volume 1 and the big fight with her and the crazy 88s. There's like 3 Wilhelm screams in
Really?
that. Yeah, it's awful. It's awful. And it's in a movie where the audio and visual are like way over the top. Way over the top.
Well, it makes sense when it's just a random dude or some henchman, but when they put it on main characters dying, it's ridiculous. You should never do that in a movie.
Like if Darth Maul had died that way.
I recently watched that. I recently watched that crap Pierce Brosnan movie about volcanoes.
Volcano?
Nope,
Dante's Peak.
that one.
There you go.
And,
Nailed
like
it.
a main character
There's more
dies.
than one movie that he's in about volcanoes.
No,
he's
there
not
was
in the
2
other.
movies that came out one year and they were both about volcanoes in Los Angeles.
Tommy
right?
Lee Jones was in the volcano one,
Right.
and then it had like all this racial, references at the end because everyone was covered in ash, and some kids like they all look the same.
I never saw that movie. I'm kind of glad I didn't now. Have you seen
Some dude melts in lava.
melts?
Yeah. He melts in like 3 inches of lava. It
Like
doesn't
he
make
just,
any
like-
sense.
I would melt
He just goes
lava.
like, what?
How could
I would
you
melt
not
lava.
melt
No, you wouldn't.
lava?
In 3 inches of lava, your body would like.
Oh, you mean he just like in a puddle? How is there only 3 inches of lava? Would somebody spill some?
He's on a train car and it's like creeping under the car and like everyone's burning alive.
Is it like that scene from Roger Rabbit where he melts into the sludge?
like Christopher Lloyd
Yeah.
like goes into the dip. Yeah, it's exactly like that.
What would happen if you stepped... let's say there was 3 inches of lava right here.
Here's
on
what
the
would happen. I think my shoes would catch fire because the rubber would start melting and just erupt into flames.
How hot
And
is
then-
lava?
It's molten rock, so it's pretty hot. But then the
That
rock,
I knew. I already knew that.
the rock would become hard and cool down. Because
So you'd have
I'm in it.
you'd have a brick foot.
I'd have break foot, yeah. I think. I don't think I could melt in 3 inches of lava.
I'm looking it up. How hot is lava?
should try it.
Lava, when
It could be just under a lot of pressure and not actually. What if we find out it's not that hot?
when lava reaches the ocean, it is 2,085 degrees Fahrenheit.
That's not
What?
that hot.
Or 2,200 degrees Fahrenheit, somewhere in that
insane.
range.
That's like my oven goes up to 500.
Wait, how hot?
2,000.
2,000?
Oh, I thought you said 200.
No. Yeah, it's hot. It's
can
just
boil
uncomfortable
water.
lava. No, 2,000
You
to
don't want to hold
2,200
it for more than a
degrees.
minute or two.
So it's like 4 ovens.
Yeah. That's unbelievably hot.
good.
I think your foot, like your shoe would melt, but your foot would also probably spontaneously combust as well.
Can you melt bone in lava?
Sure, why not?
Well,
Because
I mean,
when you
listen.
get cremated, it turns into ash, right?
yeah.
Not
And that's-
not necessarily. I just learned this when they cremate anything, a living, no, not a living thing. That's just burning something to death. And when they cremate the remains of something, a lot of times they end up with bones, and there's another part to cremation where they just like grind up the bones.
Ew.
Oh, they didn't show that.
I love that Blend
Yeah.
Tech Willy Blend episode. That's my
Yeah.
favorite. So cremation chambers are between 1,400 and 1,800 degrees.
So
Wow.
it's just slightly
Lava
less hot than
is
lava.
A little hotter.
Do
than a
you
cremation
think
chamber.
the mortician ever cooks Thanksgiving turkey in there? Because that would take
Don't
like a minute.
be ridiculous.
It would take 2 minutes. You wouldn't tell anybody at your dinner
Yeah,
party.
but isn't a part of like good tasting meat how slowly it cooks? Like if you threw something into the sun on a rope and pulled it back, it'd be
letting all the juices kind of like bubble up and.
Yeah, but think about it. A turkey doesn't have time to dry out if it's cooking for 14 seconds. Just like put it in, pull it out. We could cook a turkey in lava and see how
if
that
you could
goes.
do a thing where you had a device where you could swing food through it and it comes out completely cooked in 1 second. Would you get one of those?
What does
if it was
that
like,
mean? It's a device that you swing food through?
yeah, because it's too hot.
Could you put it on a Lazy Susan? Like, I don't want to swing it. Could you put it on
Put
another
all your
device?
uncooked meat on one of those and just spit it through.
You don't
Yeah.
want to swing
pretty
it.
cool.
That's too much effort.
Yeah.
Well, I don't eat a lot of swingable foods. I mean, like, what happens if I'm having
What about
tuna
steak?
casserole?
You just have like
A piece of meat.
a turkey attached to a string by one of the legs.
Yeah,
and
you
you're
just
like,
put it on a meat hook and just.
Or tuna casserole, you could put it like, I don't know, in a glass container of
Yeah,
some kind.
or in tin foil.
Right. And swing it through.
But this
Of
device,
course, I would buy it. 'Cause
This
it's
device,
futuristic and stupid. I would.
this
absolutely
device
buy it.
costs $50,000.
I wouldn't buy it then. No, it's got to get down to like the $300
Says
range.
the guy
and
who
be on
bought the
Kickstarter.
thing.
Did you hear about the Kickstarter that got booted off for being too fake?
oh,
was it?
yeah.
No.
The laser razor.
I had talked to you about this like a couple of weeks ago,
Yeah.
talking about how stupid
I
it was.
had already
How
like
did they
pledged money to it.
How did they determine it was fake?
Because, well, you go ahead. It's your story.
There's a rule on Kickstarter that says you have to have a working prototype or a believable prototype.
So do they submit the prototype to Kickstarter typically?
They
I think Kickstarter can ask them for it. I
Yeah,
don't
and
know
I
how that
think they
works.
had one that kind of worked, but it only it was a razor, but instead of blades, it had like a little high-powered laser on it, and that's what would
I just
shave your hair off. And their
I feel like that would be
prototype
really dangerous.
barely worked.
Yeah. It seems like it'd be horribly
wouldn't it like
dangerous.
go through your skin?
Yeah, but is laser bad for your skin anyway?
It's, I don't know. I
Like,
mean, for my skin,
I have a laser that will cut through plastic, but I don't know what it would do to my skin.
what? You have a laser that cuts through plastic?
Yeah,
How
I
come
don't.
you've never brought that laser to the office?
Well, I don't think I can travel with it. It's in the UK. I'm not sure you can travel with a laser pointer.
Mail it here.
Is
Yes.
it just a laser pointer that gets? It's really powerful and it could cut through.
Yeah, it's like a
Like a shopping bag kind of
1,000
plastic?
milliwatt green laser or something.
By the
It
way,
can pop
Like
stuff.
blister packaging? What kind of plastic does it cut through?
like a black rubbish bag. You just like and it splits.
How many of you go shopping in Austin?
I've been
I do.
shopping every now and then.
Every now and then for groceries and food.
Yeah.
Typical
sometimes.
normal activity.
Do a lot of Instacart
So a few
too.
years ago in Austin, they instituted a ban on plastic bags.
Correct.
In Austin, which are those little flimsy plastic bags. You're not allowed to get them anywhere anymore. So you bring your own reusable bags. But because nobody brings reusable bags, they also will sell you bags at the store, which are just bigger, thicker versions of the old bags.
Paper.
They use more plastic, or the paper ones, yeah.
Wait, which thick plastic ones are you?
You know, go to HEB and get the thick
Yeah.
plastic bags.
Yeah, I know what you're
Oh,
talking about.
those. Yeah.
They're like thicker.
They're recyclable.
the red
yeah.
ones.
Yeah,
Oh, they are.
But I mean,
fast.
it's more wasteful, right?
But you can recycle these, so you can reuse them.
Yeah, the other ones
you
aren't-
couldn't recycle.
They're not very biodegradable. They turn into like crap.
No, the thin ones are.
Yeah.
Yeah. They go
Okay.
all like dusty and weird.
So the new ones are better, even though it's way more material.
Correct.
So this is a good thing.
There's still a place that gives me those flimsy plastic bags.
There's a place I go to as well, but I don't want to call them out because I don't want them to get in trouble. Where's your place?
Domino's.
Really, Domino's gets away with it?
Whenever I order from Domino's, I usually
You-
order.
if it's hot food, they're still allowed to put it in a
They put
flimsy
the
plastic
salad
bag.
in there.
Oh, they shouldn't do
They
that.
don't
Why
put it
if it's hot food?
I don't know. It's like one of the weird loopholes.
Domino's gives out hot
If you
salads.
go to HEB and you buy like one of those pre-cooked rotisserie
salad.
chickens,
Yeah.
they put those in plastic. They put those in 2 plastic bags.
Interesting.
So someone tweeted us a video. I can't pull it up to send it here.
Why
of
not?
A man stepping on lava.
Oh,
Yeah.
what happens to him?
I've seen that.
Does his shoe
Nothing.
burst?
It flames around the side of his foot and all that.
Does he like? Is it
I don't know if you guys
fire
want to look it
walk?
up in control room. All right, he's pulling it up.
Oh, see, that's already going cold though. Yeah, that's cool.
But you got to be able to
That's
melt
really cool.
bones at some point. If you can melt,
Yeah, but I don't think you melt bones. I
Thanks,
think
Corey
they
Thompson.
grind up and get brittle in the fire. But you don't really melt them. They're not.
well, I wouldn't think you could melt rock, but apparently you can melt rock. So if you can melt rock, you can melt
Bone?
bone.
Yeah,
I mean,
rocks are harder.
It's molten rock. I mean, that's what it is. So it's like it seems like
yeah,
if
but some
anything's-
stuff doesn't melt.
What doesn't melt?
Paper.
What?
Because it just like incinerates?
That's not
Yeah.
true. At home, I have a jar of liquid paper. It's not true. They
Bravo.
couldn't sell it if it wasn't
Bravo.
true. Thank you.
I
Thank you.
appreciate it.
I
That
don't
was a
get
good
it.
one.
Thank you. Gus liked my States of Matter
It's like
joke.
the liquid paper, the
Oh.
whiteout.
White out. I get it now.
Do you know who invented
Dumb.
liquid paper?
Who?
Tipex.
No. One of the monkeys' mother
Really?
invented it.
Like the band, the Monkeys?
I'm going to look that up.
No,
That
like
was-
an actual ape, Barbara.
I don't know if there's like another group called the Monkeys or something.
Son of an
Fuck
ape.
you.
You know, Coco the signing gorilla?
Yeah.
His mother.
That's crazy. She's super talented. Wow. Way more advanced than us.
Sorry, it's just too easy. Just being mean.
I realized.
Oh,
Oh, there it is. There it is.
What happened to your face?
sorry.
Oh, this is the
Oh,
guy
yeah, keep
stepping
watching
on
that
lava.
video.
Yep,
So he's
that's
not
it.
putting his foot in.
Yeah, it's such a quick step.
He's putting it on the top of the cooled part, but still, there was a little flash of flames.
So you were talking about like swinging your food through like something that would cook it really fast.
Yeah.
And someone tweeted me who was this Lee Cathy sent a tweet saying, "Have you ever seen those commercials for like a Japanese cell phone provider where they do like 2-second cooking?
Oh, and it's
Or
all in
3-second
slow mo,
cooking?
and they're like firing it through flames.
Right, they like
and stuff.
shoot the shrimp
Yeah.
like through the flames and everything.
Yeah,
like that's
cool.
awesome.
That's really cool. I mean, it's not real, but it's cool.
Obviously. I mean, I think they have 2 different commercials like that. One where they make like tempura fried shrimp, and another one where they make like dumplings or something. It's just an elaborate cannon setup.
I appreciated the high-speed footage in
It was
that.
done well.
What happened over there? You were just freaking out.
Star Wars tickets just went on sale.
What?
Yep, Star Wars tickets just went on sale.
So,
So I will be over
Are we
here.
pausing the podcast for a second?
Everybody just tuned out of the podcast. Me saying that, by the way. But Star
Hey.
Wars. Yeah,
The marathon?
sometimes we have shitty timing with the podcast.
yeah. This site is fucking crashing left and right.
And this is one of those times. Star Wars tickets are going up, and the actual
all
trailer
theaters?
is going to be played tonight
Really?
at halftime during
No, at a
the football
specific theater
game.
that I like to go see movies at,
Oh, okay.
and their site is fucking crashed as shit.
Go figure.
That happens.
It's cool.
I think some people want to see.
So the
that
internet
movie.
can't handle any amount of bandwidth, right?
No.
Like if 40 people show up to something, sites crash, right? Is that a new thing, Gus?
Like-
No, it's always been like that.
I know, but it's just like it seems like we used to be able to handle because stuff was just like every web page was like 5K,
I would
so
say
you
it's-
could get like more
but
people.
I would
back
say
in
it was
the
like
day-
this, and then it dipped because Twitter used to be too full all the time, and then it
Yes.
doesn't really happen anymore.
But back in the day, there was like people would talk about the slash dot effect. You know,
By the way,
people
would you-
sending lots of traffic.
Really quickly, Star Wars in 3D or no?
I'll see it in 3D. Absolutely.
I
J.J.
think
Abrams?
that's
Sure,
one
why
you
not?
should see in 3D.
He does 3D.
Fucking
This is
website.
going to be like the YouTube episode of the podcast. Someone else on Twitter sent me a link of this guy cooking steaks over molten lava.
That is
Whoa.
awesome.
That must cook real
What
fast.
excellent culmination of conversations that.
So
video
who was that? That was Juan Ortiz 300. Thank you very
What
much.
was that? Molten rock or metal? What was that?
That
Metal.
is
Metal.
Metal.
grilling steaks with molten lava with
metal.
this barbecue over 1,000 degrees Celsius. That's all it says.
So fucking.
I wouldn't want to do it like
Do you want pizza?
with metal.
You want some
Yeah,
pizza?
give me a little pizza.
Got to rehydrate it. It was Mike Nesmith's mom who invented liquid paper.
Yeah, Mike Nesmith. Yeah, from the Monkees, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And someone else
Primates, man.
followed up saying that was, I guess, some people at Syracuse University
They did what?
who cooked their steaks over lava.
Oh yeah.
Focus. Yeah. So yeah, that's the perfect synergy of all of our
Lava is one of
conversations.
those things where you just want to look at it. I would just look at
It's
lava
true.
flow.
It's true.
If I could have a lava lamp of real lava, I would.
That's one of those things you could say that's also doubles as a really nice compliment to a lady.
You know,
What,
if
you're like lava?
Just want to look at you.
if
You can also be really creepy. I just want to look at you.
Stop it.
See?
Well, when you guys do it, it's creepy.
What is the creepiest compliment you've ever received?
The creepiest compliment I've ever received?
Yeah, like a compliment that was intended as a compliment, but you were just like, ew.
I don't know. I haven't really received very many creepy compliments.
You haven't received very many
There's like
compliments.
when I meet fans, sometimes they say like, "Oh, I watch you every day," but that's meant in like a "I watch your videos" type thing, and it
Yeah,
comes out wrong.
that's not creepy.
It is if you don't do videos.
one of the most common things that happens whenever I meet people from the audience is that they talk about how weird it is for them to especially for those of us that are on the podcast, where they think like, I know so much about your life. It's like weird to see you and start talking to you, and you don't know me. But I understand that perfectly because I'm like a huge fan of a lot of like talk radio shows, like Howard Stern and all that stuff. And you know so much about those people, so I totally get that whenever that happens.
I just try and freak people out when they say that.
What are you
It's
talking
so-
American accent?
No, it's so weird to like see you in real life, and I'll do stuff like, I'll just like come right at their faces.
I always touch people. It's like,
I
"Look,
just come right
3D."
at their faces. Good for you, Gavo.
Can't wait to end up in jail. No, officer, it was totally fine. I was just coming right at their face.
That's what you did the first time we were both in Austin to work. You just kept poking me.
Yeah, I was like, you're real.
Barbara.
You guys had never met before that?
Yeah, we had. It's just we
yeah, you
talked
guys-
so much on Skype and that.
Oh, come on. The state's never going to
Where'd
learn.
y'all meet the first time? Was it at the Congress office?
The future
No, it was actually at the Ramses.
Yep.
I had never met Gavin before, and I was on, I think it was spring break. It was in February. which is weird.
That was the time where you got beans stuck to your head.
It's true. And I decided, like, basically that night, I'm gonna go to Austin next week and visit the Ramseys and Gavin and actually, like, be there for vacation. And then you were sitting in the living room when I walked in, and it was the most awkward first meeting I've ever had with another human being.
Oh, please, go on.
He was sitting facing the TV playing video games, and I walk in because Griffin picked me up at the airport. So me and Griffin walk in, and I go, hey. And he goes, oh, hey. And then, like, keeps playing.
Well,
and I'm like, nice to meet you.
Well, Jeff had a jockey on his head, and I had to save him. All right.
It was fine after that. But it was just like, nice to meet you after 7 years of knowing you.
It's just, casual. What's up?
Yeah, I do that all the time to Dan. And I think
Dan Grishy?
Yeah, it used to freak him out because it'd be like, I think even the first time I ever met him was just like, oh, hey, what's up? And just like going on with about my day. And I think it wasn't until I'd met him like that, like 4 times before he was like, that's really awkward. Like he said something about it, like calling me out about how weird it was. I was like, oh yeah.
I just had that recently. I was going through some old archives of photos, and I had that photo of you guys outside the Congress office.
Oh, yeah.
You guys look like you're 10 years old in that, I swear. It's so crazy.
I think I was 21.
Wow.
What are you searching for?
Barbara and Gavin Young. Sorry.
Oh.
That's an insulting search. So, Barbara and Gavin, I just want to look at
We should
you.
look into that video where you've got beans on your
It's
your
on my
forehead.
Vimeo, I think.
Is it on your Vimeo? Okay.
If you search...
Why'd you have beans in your hair?
So, I don't really know, but we had breakfast tacos that morning, and I assumed that I got
should
them on my
play it.
hand
Do we-
and just wiped it on my forehead.
When I
or
look at
something.
Barbara and Gavin, I get a lot of Vine snapshots. We should make some more Vines.
We should make some more vines.
Somebody can try and look up beans.
Well, if you...
Barbara
it's actually, if you just
Vimeo or
search
something.
Vimeo Barbara D.
Barbara D. There you go.
It's the first profile.
We
you
have
see.
top men on it.
It's a really short video.
It's
It's
like,
also where all my Jackie videos are.
it's like 30 seconds.
And I think it's
Barbarad?
You filmed it?
Well, it's not an
Yeah,
image,
I
it's
filmed
a
it.
video.
Okay.
Go to web.
Barbarad.
Yeah.
It's not all one word either. Barbara D.
Barbara
Vimeo.
D on Vimeo. Got you right here.
There you go. And there's a way to see all the videos somehow.
I really missed the days when I could
I'm
connect
out.
to the
All
Wi-Fi.
right, I'm going back to Star Wars tickets.
Oh.
All right.
Didn't work?
It did.
He just stopped trying.
Probably through. Do we got it? Nope. All right.
Son of a whore.
So when does Star Wars come out? What day is that? It's
December 18th.
18th.
2015.
That seemed like such a long time away at one point.
What's that?
And now it's like 2 months.
Yeah, now it's really soon.
Less than 2 months.
That was a quick year, that one.
2015?
Yeah. Zoomed.
That was really fast.
was-
It was really fast because we were doing a lot of stuff that like, it's like I feel like we're doing a lot of like work that's like takes a lot longer to get done, you know. So it just seems like the whole year went by and it's like working on like 3 or 4 projects that are just massive projects.
I was just thinking I have to put out Guardian application soon for RTX Austin. It's just like, damn, that crept up fast. Mm-hmm. I usually do that in December.
It's coming up.
Yeah.
Just in time for Star Wars.
Yeah.
Yay.
Bonus points. If you
I
submit.
really like years like this. After like 10 years of doing Red versus Blue and just like finish an episode, start another episode, finish an episode, start another one. You know what I mean? And then as soon as we're done with that, like race back and do something else.
Should we talk about how the Ruby game was greenlit?
Let's talk about how the Ruby game was greenlit.
Oh, great idea, Bernie.
I'm full of them.
We'll just talk about it. The Ruby game was greenlit.
Yes. So thank you all for your votes. It was greenlit in 2 days.
Yeah.
So Ruby Grim Eclipse went up on Greenlight Thursday, right?
No, it was Wednesday.
Wednesday.
Was it Wednesday?
Yeah.
Wednesday.
Yeah, so it went up, and for those of you who don't know, Greenlight is the like independent branch of Steam where you go and you get voted on, and you get enough votes, then you're greenlighted for Steam, and you can sell your game on Steam at that point.
So did
now-
every game on Steam go through that?
No, I think it's
No.
it's an avenue for indie games
Indie games, yeah.
who don't have a publisher.
I assume that, Valve games don't need to go through that.
Right. What was the thing that Valve just did where they gave away every single game in the Valve family to current and future to the Mac?
Yeah, the Steam Link does not currently work on OS 10. So if you purchase the Steam Link for an OS 10 computer, then they just gifted you basically the entire Valve catalog. But at this point, who doesn't... Like, if you wanted to play a Valve game, you already own it. Right? Like, it's not... Like Half-Life 2?
Yeah, I got all that. Got
Team
Portal
Fortress 2? I mean, there's nothing... At this point, I don't think that anybody would be really chomping at the bit for.
Well, they said current and future.
Yeah, but you think in the future they're going to charge anything for games, or they're just going to pursue the freemium model after selling 1 million hats in Team
What if they
Fortress
make
2?
like Portal 3?
Probably just give it away. I guarantee you they're just going to give away every game from now
Are
on.
they making a Portal 3?
They haven't
That's a big
announced anything.
switcheroo then.
I really hope so.
That's a big switcheroo.
You also just got the Steam.
I got the
controller.
Steam Link, which he's talking about, and I got the Steam
Had
controller.
they previously announced the Steam Link, or did
What
they
is
just
this-
announce that?
What is the Steam Link?
Steam Link like takes your PC and puts it on your TV. You know that
Right.
big picture mode?
It's basically the Steam
Stream.
machine.
It's a Steam
canceller.
streamer.
Like you don't
Yeah.
need an actual Steam machine anymore.
Yeah, you just stream to this box basically.
I want that. How much is that?
I'll give you one.
You'll give me one?
99
I
bucks,
have
I think.
two.
You have two?
I'll give it to you.
I'll take it.
Damn it.
I was like, because the killer for me was I used the controller, the Steam controller. That thing, I don't like speaking negatively, but I think Valve can probably take it. That thing is not good. It is.
Have you used it?
He
Yeah,
just said he used it.
I wasn't.
What's wrong with it?
I wasn't listening. I was only on the podcast. What's that?
What's wrong with
The
it?
thing with like the two pads?
Oh yeah,
Just the functionality's bad?
Is that out yet?
I posted it on Twitter and then I did a thing on
You don't
Periscope
follow
with it.
every single one of Bernie's
You don't?
movies,
Yeah, fuck off.
Jeez.
What's wrong with you? Come on.
Respect.
I got the Steam Link. I ordered them day one. I pre-ordered them, and then they just randomly showed up at my house on Friday,
Oh.
and so I have it. I should have brought it in.
it doo-doo?
It's terrible. So maybe you can pull up a picture of it, but it's like
doo-doo.
when you go to play it. First of all, the buttons that are, if you're just comparing it to like an Xbox One controller, for instance, the buttons are the same colors and all that stuff, but the arrangement is such that it's left thumbstick, buttons, then right thumbstick on the other side of the buttons, as opposed to left and right thumbstick being next to each other and the
No.
buttons on the other side of that. That's backwards from both the PS4 and the Xbox One.
I wonder why.
I don't know because
thing
I'm
is-
guessing that the right stick is like a pad, like a touchpad on a notebook, and so it's meant to be like so you can navigate a computer screen and control Steam Link and like load games and stuff.
Here's the thing about that controller. I looked at it and I thought, that looks like garbage. But obviously I just haven't used it. I don't understand it yet.
Right.
I'm expecting it to be
You
good. But
understood.
the fact that it's, I mean, I could have told them that it was crap just from looking at a picture.
Yeah, it was really pretty disappointing, honestly.
That's too bad.
So I guess they had announced it then. Like, it was the first I'd heard of the Steam Link, I guess. Or maybe I'd forgotten about it because I was like, oh, that's cool. And I went ahead and purchased it, I guess.
How often do
ahead.
you hard reset your Xbox One? And I mean like pushing on the light until it clicks
Until
off.
it clicks off.
Yeah.
Rarely,
Okay.
but like maybe once a week.
That's not rare.
Is that not rare?
That's
So
not
here's
rare.
what happens when I do that. So I'll turn it off, go click, it will power down. And my Kinect then, when I turn the Xbox back on, my Kinect will be off. And here's a feature of the Xbox, my Xbox specifically. My Kinect will remain off for 3 weeks.
What?
And then it comes back on. Like
Get a new Kinect.
I can unplug it and plug it back into the Xbox and it won't light up. And almost to the day, 3 weeks later, every time it just comes back on. What is happening there?
It's taking a break. Just
A 3 week
chill out, yeah.
break?
It's booting up.
It's more vacation than I take.
You know what I hate? I hate
Barely.
when I'm having a problem with something and the information the thing is giving me about its problem is not accurate. And I just went through this twice recently where I have an account that has a password on it. And I was trying to get into it and it said account not available, or service not available, service not available, service not available. And I was like, damn it. I kept trying. Finally called tech support. And they said, oh, you're locked out. Your password was locked out. And I was like, why didn't the fucking thing tell me my password was locked out? And they're like, oh, that's an additional security measure. It's like, give me a fucking break. And then I even found out that it had a system I've never heard of before for locking someone out of a password. When do you get locked out of using your password?
Too many attempts.
Yep.
Too many
failed
attempts. What's a normal amount of attempts?
10.
3?
Yeah, I would say 3 as well. But this thing is like that. If you do 3 incorrect password attempts on this account, it will lock you out of it. Except it's not 3 in a row. It's just 3.
Three ever?
Any period of time?
So I could have done it once in 2014 and did it wrong. Then something earlier this year, and then happened to typoed it out, and it goes, "You're locked out."
Why?
I don't know
That's
why.
so stupid.
I've never heard of that in my life. I've never see. Let me tell you something. It seems like it's every fucking programmer's job at every place where they make anything, any kind of code. There's some engineer at every company who goes, I'm going to come up with my own fucking password
Yeah.
requirements, and I'm going to change the world with my dopey ass fucking password requirements. Like, oh, you can't use a dot, or you can't use 2 of the same letters in a row. Go
No,
fuck
The
yourself.
worst is when they don't tell you until you put in a password that's
It
not
makes-
allowed.
it's
and then
infuriating.
it's like, oh, Yeah, no special characters. Like, you coded it to tell me no special characters. Why couldn't you say that when I first put the password in?
Or just, how about this? Let me use the fucking special characters. You know what I mean?
Right.
It's also funny when you reset your password because you've forgotten it. You've had to do the link in your email. And then you see the requirements of the password. And you're like, oh, well, now I remember my password.
Yeah.
Even though now I've reset
First letter had to be capitalized. Right, I remember now.
there you
Yeah,
go.
yeah.
Or it has to have one capital. Okay, I got that. I know which letter I would capitalize in that password.
This is why LastPass is the best.
Password
Well,
manager.
LastPass
until
is
that gets hacked.
super okay.
Super okay. Raving
I
reviews.
just feel like after I adopted LastPass, first of all, I got fucking hacked. First of all, thanks Gus for that.
I didn't hack it.
No, but you told us to use it for years, and we finally used the password manager.
I'm surprised you wanted to use one service for all of your passwords.
Maybe I use more.
Maybe I use more too.
How do you
I don't
keep
use
track of
LastPass
all of
anymore, I'll
those
tell you
services?
that.
Then that's all you keep track of then. Which password manager does
Took a
which service.
LastPass on it.
I did. I finally passed it at last. And now I'm beyond it.
You're too far away for me to shove this week.
Who, me? Oh, Barbara.
Here, I'm going to read this.
Why don't you read that?
Want to remind everyone that this episode of the podcast is brought to you by...
Going back to our discussion about stupid error messages. So, I watch on my treadmill, I have that gaming setup. I got a burp. Hold on a second. Oh, that was awesome.
Should have gone right into the mic.
No, that was awesome. So I had that gaming setup on my treadmill, right? And that's in the garage. But the reason why it's a gaming setup is because it's also... The Xbox does everything you want it to do. At least it does everything I want it to do. Like, it plays Netflix as well. Except for the last month and a half, my signal, I guess, in the garage has been super shitty. And it's like I play a Netflix movie for almost exactly 2 minutes, which is just enough to get into it. And then it stops and said, this title cannot be played at this time.
What?
Please try another title or try again later. And I'm like, okay. And so it's like I tried that, tried reconfiguring my router, all that stuff, trying to make it the DMZ host so that I could like push data through it. Nothing worked. Every other fucking Xbox that I have or Netflix device that I have worked like a charm. This one box wouldn't play it. You know what it was? HDMI cable was bad.
Really?
Yep, because it was dropping the HDCP protection.
Weird.
And it was like, and then apparently Netflix doesn't tell you when it's doing that, at least not on the Xbox. It just lets you play it for 2 minutes and then says, oh, there's no HDCP on this device, so cuts it out. But they don't fucking say that. So I was troubleshooting this data issue for like 4 or 5 days and then finally figured it out.
HDMI. That's so dumb.
Yeah,
'Cause
I mean, I'm
who
happy I
would
got the
think to
problem
do that?
solved, but yeah.
Hold on, I need to fix something on you.
What are you fixing on me?
No,
thank
making
you.
them look good.
Yeah.
I have an
favorite app.
update about my coin. I mentioned it last week because I just got the coin and I couldn't get it to work. Still never got it to work. That's my update.
Thanks for the update.
How many
sucks.
places have you tried?
Everywhere I go
Have you
in a
tried
week.
it since you talked about it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
God, it sucks.
It doesn't work.
Not once.
So bad. And I want to cut it up, but it says don't cut it up because it might explode.
You might cut the battery.
Yeah.
It worked for me once.
You really?
Where?
Yeah. I think it works at a coffee shop somewhere. It's been so long since it actually did work, so I can't fucking remember.
I think I can make it work.
I make it work like 85% of the time. I think.
How? Where are you going?
Places that I don't need to tell you about.
Fancy places?
What we should do an experiment.
All
All three of us should
I'm going
go
to tuxedo
to the
shops.
same place and try to use the same terminal and see if we have defective
That's a
cards
great idea.
or if there's some other problem here.
Yeah, it's a great idea. We're going to get you two in the same place outdoors. At one
We
time.
went to the
we
fucking
went to
thing yesterday.
literally yesterday. We're all in the
Yeah.
same place.
Oh, we did. By the way, Barbara, we beat your fucking time at that
Yeah.
puzzle room yesterday.
It's okay.
Nah, it's not okay. It's great.
We didn't have
Well,
someone who.
you also had experience doing that other puzzle room that we did last time.
I'm going to let you know a little secret. I'm going to take away from our victory a little bit.
Okay.
The lady who ran the puzzle room was a little bit too helpful, we think,
Yeah.
in there. She was a
Yeah.
little bit too helpful this last time. Yeah.
She added that minute 40.
No, she was just like...
Just by helping you, I mean.
We get little hints every now and then.
It's because she could tell you were doing really poorly.
And by the way, when we were all done with it, we could all figure out the last part of it, what went wrong with you guys and who got too bossy.
Yeah.
As soon as we were done with it, we were like, oh yeah.
That was it.
And someone being bossy in that thing would have been tough. Although Joel Rubin went with us, and he was like in role-playing mode.
Yeah.
And like giving his character voices and stuff, and I was like, you need to stop that right now.
being too sassy.
theatrical.
I was like, you need to stop the role-playing.
I went into the dining room. All right.
to tell all of you about my husband. And we're like,
Shut
Joel,
up.
shut the fuck up.
He would start like telling a story, like backstory, like no, just stop.
So what'd you think of this one compared to the wizard one we did?
I thought the game was fun, but the art direction of the room was not up to par, and they openly admitted that as well.
Yeah.
They said like the way the room looks won't be as good, but I thought it was a great puzzle.
Yeah.
Yeah,
thought it
both
was
of
a
them
lot of
are
fun.
a blast. It's weird. Whenever we do those things, I always think the room's going to be so much bigger than it actually is.
Yeah, we're just
when
10
you walk in
people
there, you're just
jammed
like,
in there.
holy shit, this room's like fucking 7 by 3.
Yeah.
Just gotta hope that nobody farts.
Oh my god, that would have been
was fun.
horrible. That's why we didn't invite Blaine this time.
So how come you go to that stuff? Because you don't go to anything.
Because I like that. And plus, okay, so here's the secret. I'll tell you
You guys
why.
get to be smart.
I like it. It's fun. And it's a guaranteed 1 hour hangout.
Yeah,
It's like
there's a
I
time
know
Or
limit.
less.
there is a definitive end, right? It's like we're gonna start, we're gonna do this, and then after an hour, that's it. I'm on my way.
Also,
It is
that,
like it is perfectly scheduled.
that hour goes by super fast too.
Right. It's like I there's no commitment, no awkward. Oh, I'm gonna go.
Yeah, but it's only awkward because you think it might be awkward.
It's awkward. It's always awkward.
So
No,
say we went bowling.
I
and
went
then-
bowling the other day.
Okay.
With who?
Congratulations.
Oh,
Anything else with
I
that?
like bowling.
Yeah, we went to a laser maze. It's a listen, it's a real thing. It's a dart bowl.
Sorry, everything you say
Up
right
in
now
Austin.
is really
It's
funny.
it's like you go in this dark room and there's a curtain and then they have this smoke in there and they shoot lasers like in a spy movie and then you have to navigate like without touching any lasers and then you get across
did
the
one of
wall.
those
That does sound pretty cool.
I
It's
did one
fucking
with-
awesome.
sounds
It's only
awesome.
$2.
I did it with Meg Turney
$2.
once in LA, and I was not very good because I tried to work in some James Bond stuff, like some rolls or something, and you hit a lot of lasers if you do a roll.
You're very
Yeah.
like nimble.
Also,
I
it
feel
helps
like
to
you'd be
be
good at that kind of
smaller. Smaller helps.
Yeah.
Like Teddy was just like.
I feel sorry for anyone who has like a gutty hang because you can't on all fours go.
A gutty hang.
If you have a protuberance,
Just put some Spanx on.
Yeah,
just
wear a corset.
Wrap all of that
tighten
in.
it all up, suck it all up.
Gutty hang.
So that was fun.
Someone
so let's
claims,
say we were going
someone
bowling.
claims to have gone to the puzzle room right after us on Sunday, and they didn't get out.
They didn't get out.
Yeah.
Only one in
Suckers.
3 people do.
Suck.
I thought
Even
that
with
was the
those
wizard.
hints,
Not
people
everyone
don't
can be
get
so
out.
smart.
You were really good at the end bit. We should stop talking about it because nobody can know what it is. But
What you got?
Fucking passwords and shit always fucking me up. Fucking HDMI cables. Thank you.
Great picture.
can that be the
Ackerman,
thumbnail?
1996.
That should be the thumbnail this week.
Can it be?
Yeah, so you were saying, so say you were about to pose a hypothetical situation. We say we went bowling.
Yeah, and there's no time limit on it. It could last an hour. It could last 2.
I would
That's
still-
that too awkward.
That would still feel awkward because
But that has an end. It
I'm
has like.
going to explain why.
All right.
Because more than likely, knowing me, I'm going to want to leave after one game, and then it's going to be like, let's play again. I'm not going to want to play
You could
again.
always say no, and then we could always play without you.
Right, but still, that's an awkward exit for me.
But-
If I
Yeah.
stay home, that doesn't happen at all.
Yeah, but you could preface the visit with that. You could be like, "I'm only staying for one." And
Yeah,
then
but
we
then
know.
like
We
I'm
know
the
what-
asshole who shows up. Like I'm only here for one. I'd rather just be the asshole who doesn't show up.
Nobody wants to go bowling twice. I don't know why people do
I
that.
love playing 2 games because then you get to redeem yourself.
You
if you
see?
suck the first time.
You see, this is the kind of shit I'm trying to avoid.
Don't you, we actually went bowling a couple times a few years ago when you guys were practicing for the Nerdist bowling
Yep.
champion.
You shouldn't say publicly that we practiced for that after our
Yeah, that's
performance.
true.
I had the best game of my life on that show.
Yeah, you did.
I bowled like a 230,
I just
220.
distinctly remember going bowling with you, Bernie, because you do this thing with your hand every time you bowl. That's like you do this.
My other hand.
His other hand sticks
it
out.
goes like it makes this like weird like
Oh, I've definitely got video of that. It's like he wings it down.
it's so dainty.
That's a good shot. So I slapped a GoPro on Teddy when we did that. The thing was amazingly awesome to have a GoPro on Teddy the whole time we're doing bowling.
You put a GoPro on him?
Yeah,
That's
Where
what he
on
just
him?
said.
it's on his head.
Oh,
Like strapped it to his forehead.
Oh.
He had a little dent there for a little bit, but he'll be fine. Yeah, we did that, and I noticed something about Teddy is that he like will bowl, and the ball will go all the way down the lane, and right before it hits the pins, he turns around. Like he just never sees it hit the pins. He
Like,
just doesn't.
that's
even
not the
care.
part he's interested in.
He doesn't
Yeah.
even care. He
Cool
just wants
guys
to know
don't
that I
look
got
at
down
pins.
there. That's all he cares about.
It's like explosions.
Yeah, he's practicing.
Teddy doesn't give a shit.
Oh, that's what
He's
you're
playing a
referencing.
different game than you are.
He totally is.
You just don't know.
He's played Eat the 5 grilled cheeses from the
I also have a
bowling
video-
alley diner.
I have a video of you and me, Gus, trying to get the fastest bowl because it measured the speed,
Oh right, I forgot about that.
and I
Oh, we
I
did that.
trashed you.
We did that somewhere else, didn't we?
You were there too.
Where was that place? Was that a meetup that we did?
Wasn't it just a
No, it was at the Chris
Bowling
Hardwick
lanes?
thing after
Yeah.
it was over.
Oh no, we did that years before that somewhere else too.
Oh, well.
Can't remember where.
You know,
Oh.
Yeah, I think
people have done different things.
Hardwick,
I hurt
they
my
went through
dainty
a-
wrist trying to do that.
They went through a big rebranding where now they switched up everything. Where he's not Nerdist anymore.
Oh, really?
He's now at Hardwick, and Nerdist is at Nerdist, and they had to do like a lot of communication around that.
Hard to do.
Yeah, hard. Changing names is tough. So
Teeth.
tough.
When are we gonna change our name? When are we gonna change Rooster Teeth?
We've talked about it a bunch. Honestly, you asking me seriously?
Yeah,
We've
why
talked
not?
about
Let's
it a
just
lot.
change it.
We've talked about it. Like when we introduced the Day 5 trailer for the pilot that we made, what is that thing, like 40 minutes? When we did that, it had RT Films on it. That was the first time we floated a Rooster Teeth brand. Like, it didn't say Rooster Teeth on it anywhere. It just said RT Films. And we have RT Docs now.
Yeah, but isn't that Reuters?
What's
Russia
that?
Today.
Russia Today.
Oh.
Yeah, that's RT is Russia Today.
Also have the pilot channel.
What's that?
RT
Pilots.
Labs?
RT Pilots. What are you talking about?
Or talking about RT Labs?
RT Labs. Yeah.
RT Labs. Okay, no, you're talking about.
Sorry,
okay, RT
my bad.
Labs. Yeah, RT Labs. But Rooster Teeth Labs is like the
podcast just went nowhere for like 5 seconds.
I was racking my brain because we've had different channels that we've kind of abandoned. Like we
Yeah.
had Rooster Teeth shows,
Right.
and that was something
that
we
had
just,
Passcast on it. I loved that show.
that just didn't work that well.
I missed it.
I think that show was pretty good. It was a good concept, but I think the one where Matt came off like a pedophile kind
Yeah.
of doomed that show.
It a
Wait,
little
what was
weird.
that one?
When
Yeah.
he was not John Smith, right?
John Smith
and he had Pocahontas.
Pocahontas.
Who was played by that girl who everyone thought was Chris dressed as a girl.
But she also looked like she was 12.
Also, Pocahontas is 12.
Right. So it was good casting in
I
that
think
regard.
12 or 15 or like.
And Chris
somewhere
does
in
look like
there.
a woman. So
Yeah.
yeah. So that show that we don't use that channel very much anymore.
Yeah.
So I think the only shows on that channel were Past Cast and
was
Nature Town.
Shorts, wasn't there? No.
No?
No, I don't think any shorts ended up over there.
Nature
Says-
Town. Never.
It was
forget.
we realized a long time ago that when we started Achievement Hunter, we probably should have split it off into its own channel right away. Because Achievement Hunter was one of the first shows, if you want to call it a show, or
Can I have a beer?
departments where we started it.
Yeah,
and they could produce a lot of video really quickly. Yeah. And so all of a sudden, 3 videos a day were going up as opposed to 1 every other day on the Rishi channel. And suddenly all you saw on the Rishi channel were video game thumbnails. And so it was like, well, we got to do something about this. So we moved the guides and the map videos somewhere else and then like made different shows and tried to do it that way. But the Achievement Hunter guys didn't want to move off at the time because they had an Achievement Hunter channel and they did some kind of analysis where if they put a video up on Rooster Teeth, that video got 80,000 views. But if they put the video up on Achievement Hunter, the channel, it only got like 30,000 views. And they were getting started. This is like year 1 or 2, and they were like, we just have to be able to like build this thing, and we can't do it anywhere else. So we did it like on Rooster Teeth. But actually, Rooster Teeth shows was we were talking about moving all the narrative content off of Rooster Teeth as a whole, just like moving all the like the shows, you know, all the scripted stuff. Essentially, we were going to move it off to Rooster Teeth shows. Mm-hmm. So we try to, you know, we always take stabs at things, but that one didn't work so well. So now I think we're in the best possible place, you know, where Achievement Hunter now is established, really well established on its own channel.
I think those channels are better than variety channels anyway.
What's
like,
that, bud?
If someone watches a video that they're not expecting on your channel, it's weird to them and there's less views. Like if I put up...
Slow-mo guy's a great example.
Well, yeah, like, all of my videos are slow-mo except one where I did a Q&A. And that's the only video on the entire channel that has less than 1 million views.
Yeah.
What's it
No
at?
one, no one cares what you have to say. How does it make you feel?
Because we kept getting all these questions. I was like, maybe people care. No.
Is it
they just
getting
wanna see
close at
slow-mo.
least?
Oh, it's up there.
What makes you not delete that?
This is just like useful information to people who are really into
Well,
it. It's
the
like,
thing is that the slow-mo videos go viral. People
Yeah.
will share those. People wouldn't necessarily share a Q&A video.
I don't want to hear from you.
it's true. That's why I always deliver the slow-mo now. Every video.
We should have just done the Q&A in slow-mo.
Or just put something at the end or something.
Question 1.
Yeah, it's funny. I was looking at the animated adventures, and for the longest time, the highest viewed animated adventure was the one where you're talking about headlight fluid. And I think just recently that got passed.
Bullshit.
And I
By
think
which one?
It's like I think it's like that's the number 3 most viewed animated adventure.
I am not happy about that.
I think
That was the first one to hit 1 million.
yeah, that was the first one to hit 1 million. I don't remember which is the top one anymore, but it's not headlight.
Man, I was looking at
fluid.
RTAA today, and it's just like, that is a juggernaut for views, man. I mean, that might be the
Each
highest
episode
show.
is over 1 million, I think.
No, I mean, it's like you look at now, they're like 3 million on a
Yeah.
lot of them. Like, somebody on Twitter asked me, what was the one where I talked about, I'll put your nuts in my mouth to Matt or something?
D's nuts?
Yeah,
Yeah.
remember that quote?
Yeah, yeah.
We made a shirt out of it too, didn't we,
Yeah.
at one point? And nobody bought that shirt because it talks about putting your nuts in someone's mouth. Anyway, and I thought it was on one of the omnibus ones, so I was looking it up, and it's like, I mean, depending on how far back you go, most like RTAs have like 2 or 3 million views now. It's crazy, crazy. I love that show.
All because of us. All because of the podcast.
It's where a lot of like, you know how people, if they meet you at an event or a convention, they like they quote something that you said or refer to something that's your bit. I think a lot of that comes from the RTAs. Like Kara with the whole ice cream thing. She said that on a podcast, but
I don't think she ever said. I think we said that about her.
yeah, and then it was made into an RTA, and that's all ever anyone associated with her with. And with me, it's the puns now because of Barbara Punkelman and the 4 that followed.
I keep meaning to change my social media avatar to anime RTAA Gus.
No, video game.
Video game.
You sent me a video the other day, Barbara, of it was a compilation of all the times where you'd made fun of me.
Where I imitated you?
Yeah, you make it.
The person who made it, though, also put all the times I was just imitating a British person in general.
Oh, so it wasn't always me.
No.
It was really funny. I love those fan-made compilations.
Yeah.
Because it's just such a concentrated, it's like, wow, we do this stuff a lot. It's
Have
really
you ever
funny.
seen the one, and I apologize because I don't know the creator that makes them, but the guy who cuts together all the awkward silences into one long video?
I like the one where
It's just
it
nothing?
said Bernie ruined the podcast.
Oh, yeah.
I said the N-word.
Yeah. And
all
then everybody just
silent.
goes, ooh, and stops.
Those awkward silences are really clever. There was one that this comedian in the UK did once where he just took it from it was like BBC News or something that night, and he just took all those same moments where like someone's looking at somewhere else or listening, and it just at the bottom just says no news, and they're just like shuffling papers in silence, and it looks so real. It's like really creepy and weird.
That's funny.
Nothing to do.
Yeah.
So, like, the one with Joel and the asteroid, that one is at 2.7 million views.
Wow.
Yeah, so RTA is fucking awesome, dude. It's just like,
Heavy hitter.
yeah. It's easy to watch.
Well done,
Yeah.
Swears.
It's a good way to get
Good
people
job,
to watch
Jordan,
a
who does
podcast.
the Rooster Teeth animated video.
Did you see there was a video? I don't remember if it came out like last week or something.
watch
It was a
video.
couple of sportscasters talking about the Chicago Cubs mascot. I don't know what the context is, but they're talking about the Cubs mascot, and they cut to like B-roll of the mascot, like walking around, like shaking people's hands and stuff.
What is the Cubs mascot? Is it a cub?
It's some bear, yeah.
It's a bear. Okay.
And then after the show of the mascot, like shaking people's hands, they cut to like a drawing of the mascot, but they must have just done a Google search for like Cubs mascot and picked the first image.
No,
because
what
it's like
amateur hour.
a cartoonish drawing of the Cubs mascot with a hairy dick.
Oh my god!
They put it on TV.
And you could, you hear the newscaster go,
There it is.
what? The newscaster go, that's not a correct image. You should go to the next one. Go to the next one. Go to the next one. And
Get
it
me
just
out of
fucking
this
Yeah,
nightmare.
they just sit on it.
Forever.
God,
That's,
that's impressive.
that's
I
amazing.
love shit like that because someone went through to find the assets for them to cut to,
That had to
approved
be
it,
on purpose.
and then they cut to it and left it there.
Was
That
it
had to
someone's
be a
last day?
prank.
Maybe, or it's like someone just wanting to get fired.
Someone did that same thing with the Krispy Kreme image. Did you ever see that?
Oh yeah.
No.
It's it's I can put it up, but it's a woman newscaster. They're talking about the Krispy Kreme that just opened. Everyone's going nuts, and it's like they put up an image of Krispy Kreme clearly from the internet, and it says Krispy Kreme donuts, but then someone has added a caption about it, which is so good you'll suck a dick, and then they put that up on the news.
Do you
Well, it's
watch,
true.
Do you watch Last Week Tonight?
No, I'm one of those people that watches the highlights.
So they did a bit last night in yesterday's episode where they talked about how now on the internet, or not just on the internet, but in general, you can't trust quotes. That people misattribute quotes or get quotes wrong all the time.
Yeah,
so
absolutely true.
it's reached a point where you can't believe anything, and now you always see on the internet specifically, people will like post a picture of someone and then supposedly a quote next to it, and that person never said it. So they just decided to make a website that just puts random historical figures and random quotes together, just to, because like, fuck it, who cares now at this point?
Yeah,
I
no.
mean, just to flood it and point out how frequently that happens. And even John Oliver showed one for himself. He said, here's one image I see posted all the time, something I supposedly said about gun control. He's like, while I believe and I agree with the sentiment, I never fucking said that. He's like, you can't just put someone's picture up there. It somehow lends a weird credibility to it.
So there was a thing. Let me look this up to make sure that I got it correct. And hopefully I haven't mentioned this before in the podcast, but I thought it was really cool. Where I want to say John Green, for his most recent book, not The Fault in Our Stars, but Paper Towns, I believe it was. Here we go. So there was a quote that was going around in the marketing for it, and there were shirts made on it and all this other stuff. And then it turned out he didn't make the quote. It was somebody who read the book, one of the fans who made the quote, and it was attributed to the book. And they sold merchandise. Like, I think they maybe posters and T-shirts
Based
on
off
that.
that quote?
Yeah, and John Green was like, I didn't know that. Like, I had no clue. You know, as a writer, you write thousands of pages. He thought the quote was somebody had pulled the quote from his book. And, like, the company and everything was creating all this merchandise based on it. So he's like, I just retroactively am giving all the money to this person who made that quote.
Wow.
That's
And
awesome.
just gave it all to him. Yeah, John Green's a pretty awesome.
What was the
What
quote?
mint that guy must have made.
Do you have it there?
I can't believe I ate
Her
the
name
whole
was
thing.
Melody Trong. How did you come to write the John Green quote? She wrote, it was part of a poem that I attempted to write, but then I'm in love with cities I've never been to and people I've never met. And you see at the bottom, it says John Green.
Yeah.
And John Green did not say that.
But he didn't know that he didn't write that?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Wow.
that's pretty bad.
I mean, honestly, I would attribute something like that to I wouldn't attribute it to John Green, but if someone told me that John Green said that, that sounds like something he
believe it.
would say.
Well, did you hear what they've
right.
been doing with photos of Marilyn Monroe for a while? They've been putting quotes that she said that are completely not from her.
Oh, yeah. My Esther used to do that all the time. She would take pictures of Marilyn Monroe and write, like, I just farted. Marilyn Monroe.
Was she actually?
Yeah.
Oh, I couldn't tell if you were fucking.
No,
with me
she would do
again.
that all the time because it's the same thing. It's like, it's bullshit. Who cares? Who
Yeah.
knows? It's just...
You know, there's a very popular quote around these parts that people think I said when I've never said that in my life.
What are you talking about?
So
Hashtag.
I guess it wasn't his
Gavin
most
Free.
recent book, but it became popular. And Green said that he hadn't remembered writing the words, but, quote, I don't remember writing a lot of Paper Towns. That book came out 7 years ago, end quote. So when he started seeing the quote on the internet a few years ago, he said, I just assumed it was in the book. I suppose instead of blindly assuming I'd written something the internet said I wrote, I should have done some research, he reflected.
I mean, especially if you only... Like, I'm trying to think of a similar situation for me. If you played me a clip that I said on a podcast 4 years ago, I probably would absolutely not remember saying it. And it's scary.
Yeah.
Especially if you only say it once. And people listen to it over and over again, so you think that they think you'll remember it.
Well, do you remember? I think it was like 2 or 3 years ago. We were talking about selfies.
Yeah.
And how there was no name for that at all. And you,
It would have been
Daniela,
probably 4 years ago at this point.
yeah.
So it was when I first met Ashley, and she told me selfie in Australia.
And
She
we were
was
all
the
just
person
like,
I was
"That's
talking
I feel
to.
like we
Dumb.
talk about talking about that
Yeah.
a lot.
Yeah, we have.
And we will in the future.
Right.
Oh.
Who knew that we would be talking about
Maybe we
selfies so
should go
much
back
after
to
that
the
conversation of not knowing what they were? But we talked about it a bunch.
Still a stupid word.
I want to start a game on the podcast where I take a clip and I just transcribe it, write it down, and we have to guess who said it.
Oh,
That's a
you
good
talked
one.
about that. I
Yeah.
think that's a great idea.
I like that.
I want to start doing that.
What's
bet-
it going to be called?
Who said that?
Whose line is it anyway?
Or we could do it in a different format where
Gavin or Burnie?
we actually play the clip, but it's completely out of context, and you have to guess what you were talking about.
Oh,
Like,
yeah.
you know
I like
that it was
this.
you, but I
wanna
might start
play
that.
this now.
You know, I know what to call that game. We'll call it exactly what we'll say every time we play that, which is, I didn't say that. never.
I
in a
didn't
million
say
years
that
said
is the perfect name for that feature.
Could we do that next podcast?
Yeah, I'll whip something up.
I was doing punch-ups because we were doing a red versus blue script for a thing coming up. And I was offering punch-ups on some of the characters. Miles wrote the script, but I was offering some like punch-ups for
Yeah.
specifically for Sarge and for I believe Griff. And I turned them in, and actually there was one for Simmons as well. And then as I wrote them, I thought, I'm absolutely positive I've probably used these jokes at some point in the past.
If I said
a
to you-
decade, I used them at some point.
If I gave you a blank bunch of paper, and I said write season 1 of Red vs. Blue again,
That one I
how
could
accurate-
probably do.
You could?
I think a lot of people could do that.
We did like a lot of tours with
I can't remember how many times I fucking watched season 1.
yeah. We did a lot of tours where we go to like events like film festivals and
And just
stuff and
watch the whole
watch it
thing?
again and again and again.
what-
And this fucking robot picks apple. Do you remember that?
Yep. In the
was-
waiting line.
Oh,
In the
like
waiting line.
really early machinima video?
Right. In
Yeah.
the waiting line. We watched
that
that a
dopey
1,000
music?
times.
There were 3 different cuts of season 1. There was like the full movie,
Right.
a 70 and a 65, I think.
Yeah.
did a 70 and a
actually-
65?
We cut Red vs. Blue down to like an hour so that we could like sit through it at events. And it would
did
go
you-
faster.
What did you cut?
So it was a lot.
What's that? What did we
I
cut from it?
remember seeing the cut down of
Donut?
season 3, because season 3 was quite long.
Fuck donut.
You cut all like the monkeying about stuff.
Yeah.
I remember at the first Red vs. Blue Toronto, we watched all 3 seasons of Red vs. Blue that were out at that time.
Yeah.
We were there for like 6.5 hours.
Why'd you sound
That's
so
always
bummed
something
out?
I discourage people from doing at events.
It was fun. Well, it was the first like
now
big
it's
fan
like,
event.
it would be like 2 days
At
to do
least.
that. Yeah.
I remember we also had a beta copy on tape, I think, of season 1.
It's in my truck right now.
That we had to take to play at certain facilities didn't have a projector, or like they didn't have a DVD player. It's
Oh,
like,
Ash is driving my truck, but yeah, I have it in the truck.
Yeah,
Matt found
to
it the other
have
day.
a beta copy. And I remember at the time we were just starting. I didn't know anything about video production. I was like, "What the fuck do you mean we have to make it on the beta?" I was thinking of like Betamax, like home video. And it was Burnie, I think, who had to explain it to me. Like, no, it's an actual standard. So we had to like call around and find someone like an idiot. Like, I don't know anything I'm talking to you about, but I need a beta version of a DVD.
Yeah, that was places we were going to show it. They actually asked for it on physical media in like certain ways. It's just like, it's nuts. It was just like,
What if you took the season 1 script and did punch-ups on it?
oh yeah, I could do that.
But it's already perfect.
What's that?
It's already perfect.
Oh hell no, no.
Yes, it is.
Yeah, the big thing that I would do is I would probably edit. If I went back and edited season 1, I would edit it to be so much faster.
Oh, just the pacing.
Yeah, like you watch episode 1, it's like
Slow.
5 lines takes a minute. You're like, fucking hurry up.
And even by the time, like when I was doing season 7, you told me to have one line end and the next line start, like on top of it, like right as one person's finished talking, the next person starts talking, just for
Yeah.
the speed.
Yep.
Yeah, season 1's slow.
I couldn't find the scripts the other day for season 7. I was looking everywhere. Do you have those?
I have some of them. I have the ones I did.
Yeah, I have some of them too. So maybe we just need to mush
Let's
them together.
combine.
Yeah, send them to Colin.
I mean, that's what we did for the bonus disc. The original bonus disc was like a collaborative effort between me and you guys.
Yeah.
Because I just for some reason had a lot of stuff saved. from the
Archived
past.
everything.
Yeah.
Somebody just sent me a link the other day to like all of our high res, low res files. I remember it was so crazy.
How high res was high res?
Oh, it was standard
320,
def.
I think.
No,
Was it standard def?
standard def was 640 by 480.
Okay.
So
Yeah,
480p.
the other was-
480p
Yeah.
was what people paid $10 for as high res.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Was it even P?
Yeah,
Well-
I think 480p was that standard, or is it 40i?
I think we were capturing off of a composite. No, we had an S video cable.
no.
So it was P.
Oh, no, but don't forget. Remember, we had to have versions of the file that were de-int. We had to go through and
Right,
de-interlace
right.
some of them. So it might have been 480i and not 480p.
I've still got all those files.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you had
Yeah.
to get the breakout box to convert the original Xbox to output S video
And
so
each-
that we could capture progressively.
Once we went
video-
to S video, then we were fucking
Each
awesome.
video was
You had
either
the gold S video cable. You remember that?
Yeah.
It was like the
it was
like
better
30,
than the
$30
connectors.
on it.
you could download either in QuickTime or DivX.
Or WMV, which was
WMV came later.
the fucking
actually.
hardest thing. That was the
You did
hardest
not
thing.
offer WMV when I signed up.
Did we offer DivX before we offered WMV?
Yup. AVI.
AVI, but I'm not sure that was. We might have started with the Cinepack codec. Anyway, so to put in perspective, when we started Red vs. Blue, you could not play video in a browser.
No. Like Flash.
I feel like I should do this for this conversation.
Flash.
All right.
Flash was only seen for animations.
Right.
Yeah, and most of the content that was online was animation. So we would finish shooting on a Thursday night, and it had to come out on Friday for sponsors. And I talked about this a little bit.
See, we finished shooting on a Thursday night.
Yeah. What does that mean?
We finished shooting on Friday night and then put it up Friday night.
Well, usually it would be Friday during. Well, they were always different times, but usually we'd finish Thursday night, Gus, and then I would encode it when you guys left.
Why did
And
you
I
do
would
it that way?
sleep and encode
Why
it.
didn't you just do it in segments throughout the week?
Because I had to write it on Monday.
So you wrote it on Monday, but why didn't you start filming on Tuesday, do a little bit Wednesday?
Because we had to record the audio on Tuesday. We had day jobs. So I'd record I would write Monday night, and if I got slow, I'd say, guys, I need Tuesday to write. Then we had to do all the audio on Wednesday, and then Thursday was video day.
And in the day, you're bullshitting around with your tech
Well,
job,
remember
right?
also they had
Yeah.
day jobs that sometimes meant they worked at night.
Sometimes.
Like
wow.
sometimes instead of like 8 to 5, it was like 4 to midnight.
Do you ever miss that life?
Yeah, I mean, I missed the early, like, it was really, like, a really fun, story of, like, an overnight success.
Yeah.
I mean, it was, and we were off to the races from day one, essentially, with that show. And
And I remember
that
being-
stuff's a lot of fun.
I
But
remember
no,
being
I
a
mean,
fan at
what we
that
do
time.
now is fucking amazing. I mean,
Yeah.
it's just, like, every day is incredible.
What people now probably don't even think of is that back then, so say season 1 ended, there would be nothing for like 3 months.
There was no
There was
other,
no content.
There was no other shows until
can't imagine-
year 8 of this company.
I can't imagine now a single day where nothing goes up.
You're 8.
Yeah, well, I mean, we made shows in the off season like Panics and Strangerhood, Captain Dynamic,
1-800-MAGIC.
and the shorts 1-800. Joel made 1-800-MAGIC, and Joel made Supreme Surrender. I think 1-800-MAGIC was the first thing that we ever put out that I hadn't written. So that puts it in perspective.
Wow.
Yeah, but it was 8 years before we got like another like steady show.
So everyone between seasons on the forums would just kind of just sit around every day, just like chatting to each other and stuff. And it
Yeah.
would make it such a big deal when the next season started. It'd be like, we've literally just been here waiting
I remember
for 3 months.
People would get mad. They'd be like, "What the fuck are those guys doing? Just sitting around, doing nothing all day?" It was like, "Oh my god."
And there was, I talked about this a little bit in the vlog. I may have cut this out. I started a vlog to like talk to the audience about stuff. And one of the things I talked about
I
was
didn't realize you were a teenage girl.
the sponsorship model was. Listen, I think there's people who will not read now. They just have to, hear stuff, or
Yeah.
they have to see it in video. And also, it's like, I don't know about you guys, but I feel like we can put information out there 1,000 different ways. But the audience will, like, somebody in the audience will just misinterpret something, and then the internet just turns into the biggest game of telephone in the world. Where it's like,
Broken telephone.
I mean, you just read these things, which it's really interesting to hear, especially when people try to rationalize why we do something. And it's like I read their rationalizations, and it's like, what? And I know exactly why we're doing stuff, or the reasons why we're doing stuff, and it's just like so off base. So I think it's better to have a place where we can like directly talk to the audience about stuff
and
that
we're
we're doing.
put up our haul videos and makeup tutorials and stuff.
And yeah, we'll do that too. I'll do my unboxing.
Wow.
I'll do an unboxing and something like
Barbara.
that.
I'm kidding.
But it is funny how information just gets ruined. Like, I've explained why I don't upload slow-mo guys at 60 frames a second. It's just to do with like it speeds up the slow-mo. It's pointless. It's the exact opposite of what I want. And watching people try and spread the good word about why I'm not doing that, but getting it wrong, and it gets so wrong to the point where like it's almost not even understandable. Like, they're typing it, but I'm pretty sure they don't know what they're writing.
You should make a Q&A video about it.
Should definitely do
Yeah,
that.
and get not a million views.
There's an anecdote that gets attributed to like everybody at the company in some way, shape, or form. Like, for whatever reason, like I don't know, like why isn't Joel in these shorts? And it's like, oh, because he's taking a break because a fan showed up at his house. Got his information online and showed up at his house. Why isn't Jeff on the podcast? Oh, he got things got too big and a fan showed up at his house. And it's like anytime there's an explanation for something, or Bernie, I forget what mine was, but like, yeah, fans got too close and showed up at his house. That's never happened. That has never happened. They're misattributing an event that happened before we even started Rooster Teeth, where Gus and Jeff pissed off somebody, a web developer, with their site Ugly Internet. And they pissed the guy off, and he sent threatening messages like based on Google Map pictures, right?
No, because Google Maps didn't exist at the time.
But he knew about like your car outside
He knew
your
the
house.
color of the car, the kind of car,
So
and the
did he
color of
just
the house.
go to your house?
I have no idea.
Whoa,
Yeah,
that's creepy.
But it had nothing to do with Rooster Teeth.
Right, no,
It
was-
way predates Rooster Teeth by
3 years?
3 years they were making.
But even
that
you
site.
saying this now, people are going to take that and misconstrue it.
Well, it's kind of like the tour thing.
Yeah.
We never got asked for tours online until we mentioned that we can't do
Oh
tours
god,
anymore.
you mentioned it.
I know. And then it's like as soon as you
It
just
was
say
really
the word,
worst thing to mention because there weren't that many requests.
yeah,
like
it was true, and
occasional.
we were being kind of apologetic about it.
Yeah.
No, I mean before it was mentioned
Oh, I mean, it's crazy still.
Yeah.
because we mentioned it.
Yeah, now it's going to be even
It's gonna
worse.
be even
I
crazier.
really don't know a day when we could walk somebody through this office. Like, there's like 2 shows that have been in development now for like 6 months here that the audience doesn't know anything about. At least 2 shows, And one of them just wrapped like last week. Is completely done shooting.
Did you go to the rap party?
I did not go to the rap
Oh,
party.
it was
I
crazy.
should have gone to the rap party, and I didn't go to the rap party. But I'm doing a thing. I'm like getting ready. Like,
They had a bouncy house.
yeah, I'm
and they
sorry.
had a Velcro wall.
Did they have a fucking Velcro wall?
They
And
did.
everyone, it was Aaron was trying it. You tried it.
What are they doing with that budget over there?
You did
Parties.
the front flip?
Oh no, I didn't do the front.
I was trying to get one of them to do a front flip and stick upside down on their back, and everyone was like eating shit and falling on their heads. And Blaine nailed it.
Nailed it.
Yeah?
He did it. Yeah. If anyone's gonna do it, it's Blaine.
Sure, yeah, it's true. He's like half James Bond. But I was just gonna say to wrap up this thread here is that I think we made 2 mistakes, but they're not mistakes that we could really do anything about. Is the audience knew about Laser Team and specifically Day 5 well before these shows like really developed into something, because Day 5 we shot with RTX people, so we kind of had to tell them what it was about to do it, but then that show went into development for a really long period of time. But the audience knows about it because of that shoot. And the Laser Team, we had to let people know the moment we started the project because of the crowdfunding aspect of it.
Yep.
So it just seems like, you know, it's been a little less than a year since we finished shooting the movie, you know? And so it's like we're in a totally normal time frame for like doing distribution and wrapping up the movie. But to the audience, it's like they're used to hearing about something and seeing it the next day or the next week, you know? And so those two particular projects. So we're very quiet now about other stuff that we're developing.
It does work really well for hype, though.
What's that?
Yeah, but then it
When you
peters
hear
off
about-
and dies down after
Yeah,
a
and
while.
it's
People
like-
Yeah,
get
but then when it
angry.
finally does come out, there's like this big...
excitement
about it.
You got to manage expectations. People get
Yeah.
upset if they don't hear anything.
My whole thing is I think the audience's time is precious, right? And I don't want to waste their time with like coming soon stuff or anything like that if I can avoid that. Because I mean, you know, when we talk about hype, people get hyped about something. I think it's like an effort they put forth on their part. It's kind of hard these days to get hyped about something because there's so much stuff going on and there's so many things out there. You know, you can watch whatever you want to online, you know? And if you can watch anything, you can't watch everything. So what they choose to watch is really important. So it's like I want to make sure that like we're very precise in our efforts.
Hype doesn't exist anymore.
Let me read this.
Yeah.
I'm behind schedule.
Speaking of that, let's hype something else.
I'm going to hype something else. We'll get back to your point about hype not existing in just a second.
Bye, Gavin.
I
you
remind
wearing
everyone,
two ties?
this episode of the podcast is brought to you by... You almost walked in on me changing earlier.
I
Oh,
almost
really?
did.
Yeah, I saw you.
Well, you're changing in our office with the door open and the
Because
windows
I don't
open.
care. Like, honestly, I was going to...
But nobody's walking in on you.
Yeah, I
if
was
you
going
don't
to change
care.
out here, but I was like, yeah, I feel weird for the cameras, so I moved over there to get
Where
away
I
from the
could
camera.
just
Well, we've
me.
all seen you in your underwear many times.
Yeah, and less. You and I are dancer belt buddies.
That's the dirty secret. I think that a lot of people would be very surprised by like YouTube is that pretty much we've seen just about everybody in their underwear.
Yeah.
Because like if you have to make a change on a set or something where you're working together, I mean nobody thinks twice about it. Like I've seen Freddie Wong with his shirt off. It seems like half a dozen times.
Half a dozen times too many.
He's a handsome man. How dare you?
Even before, yeah, but even separate from that, I've seen most of our employees in their underwear. Before YouTube even existed, I saw Jeff in his underwear.
Well, you lived with Jeff.
Yeah, but I saw
everyone
him
has seen
in
Jeff
his
in his
underwear in a hotel hallway in Los Angeles.
Oh God. Oh, I should send you a photo that I just dug up. Do you remember the photos that were taken on the roof of the hotel with him and Jason? I found those photos the other day.
What are you on about?
Oh, it just.
What do you see?
It was rough stuff. It was just like.
It was like
also?
young people in LA for like the first time getting drunk and
Where were you?
LA.
I also found the
can't say
video
where?
footage of Gavin and Jeff fighting in a hotel room at 4 a.m?
Yeah, in the Netherlands.
Yeah, in Breda, and just like hitting the walls and screaming at the top of their lungs, and the dude coming to the door and saying, "I'm gonna throw you." out
At
of
one
this
point, like
hotel."
someone was stood on my head in the bathroom,
they're just punching each other in the dick.
and I fell in the bath and turned the tap on. Let's never put that out.
We should.
Do you know my favorite part of you living with Jeff?
What was your favorite part? This is gonna be good. So I lived with Jeff for I think about 2 years.
I
Like,
love. Well, first of all,
when
the
we
day
first-
he tore up all of his carpet, but didn't take out the tack strips.
Oh yeah, that was
So
that was
you just
painful.
had this room lined with like
Nails.
tiger pits.
Yeah.
Basically, just nails coming up out of the ground. And then he had this brilliant idea to paint the bedroom hallway, which also had the bathroom in it. He painted the whole thing black. The ceiling, the doors, everything.
wall, yeah.
They added pink stars later because a black hallway with a black ceiling and black doors, basically at night or at a party.
You have no depth
People
perception.
Go, where's the bathroom? And they're like, oh, just go down to the end of that hall. And then you hear like people turn the corner. They go, thump. They would come. You were constantly running into that door. It was the dumbest thing I've ever seen on a decorating standpoint.
This is after he lived with Griffin?
Yeah.
I'm surprised she would let him do that.
It was just like a. It
Design-
Who the fuck do you think
Design-wise.
painted the hallway? You think it was
sure.
Jeff? it was his new girlfriend in The Influence, right? It was
and then eventually they repainted it as a pirate map.
no, that was
that's
the
cool.
living room wall.
Yeah. It was
Living with
pretty
Jeff
interesting.
was one of the best times of my life, just because of the stuff I would just stumble into. Like he would be in the middle of just the weirdest situations. There was a time where he bought a cow in pieces and had it in a freezer.
Right.
And someone unplugged the freezer that all the cow was in, so it all like rotted. And I came out of my little studio and he was just there, like 2 beers into a 6-pack and wearing rubber gloves. There's all this like minging blood all over the backyard because he tipped the freezer out. I was trying to like scrape out all the dead cows.
That's horrific.
And I was
It's
like-
such a sensitive gag reflex. I'm surprised it's not going off right now.
It smelled so bad. And he was like, he just looked up at me and was just like,
Then you offered
shocked.
no. I bet you offered no help.
actually, I took one of the beers and then I left.
Did you really? God, you didn't
I
like
was
throw on a
going
pair
out.
of gloves.
No. It's
Let me
not
help
my
you with
meat.
this.
Are you surprised by that? That
No,
Gavin didn't help?
No.
Okay.
wait.
How do you think I guessed that?
Would you have helped him scrub the meat out of his fridge?
Without question, I would have helped him.
Really?
Absolutely.
I would not have. My boy.
You messed the
I couldn't. I had to.
Gus, nobody's surprised by you
can't
not
cross
helping
line.
either.
You made a high five awkward. We're like
I make
2
everything
feet
awkward. You see, I'm breathing. I'm alive. It's awkward. That's what's gonna happen.
He's wearing 2 ties.
I'm wearing 2 ties.
Oh my god.
So I remember one time.
Let me tell you something. Let me tell you something. It's like I don't know if it applies to all nerds, but definitely as white guys. I'm now 40 years old. Somebody puts up a high five. My initial reaction is act like this. Oh God! It's just like I'm just waiting to fuck it up. When I go in for a high five, it is like this tiniest little moment of dread that I don't think I'll ever outgrow.
I think when we did the podcast Let's Play for Rocket League, Blaine and I tried to high five, I think 5 times, and I think we connected once.
Is that on camera?
Was it all your fault?
No, it was all my fault. It was not on camera. You can hear the audio.
Do you use proper high fiving etiquette of like stare
Looking
at the elbow?
No, I don't.
I don't know why it works, but it's proven.
You want to get good solid
pretty
high
wild.
What's a
five?
high
You know who
five?
gives the best high fives? Teddy, rock solid, and not
Really?
like sometimes kids like they do shit too hard
my phone.
because they
Yeah.
think they're supposed to. Nope, he's just like a rock solid high five.
Have you ever high-fived Miles?
No.
He will destroy your hand.
Yeah, fuck that. I
Jack
hate
Jack will destroy your hand too.
Oh,
But like he doesn't even realize he's doing it. He doesn't realize his own force.
that.
He's
Miles
just
is
excited.
force?
He's very excited.
I don't realize Miles is force. I guess it's common.
Take
How do you feel
off his
about limp dick handshakes?
Worst.
I feel like it's gotten worse. Like it's more common knowledge than ever. When you meet someone, nice firm handshake. Everyone, or it might be like a hipster Austin thing. Everyone is like a flaccid penis.
Do you ever have one of those? You ever have one of those handshakes where it's like, it like engages too soon, and then you end up like in that
Yeah.
damsel, like
Yeah.
you're just holding each other's fingers, kind of a thing. Yeah, like you're just like.
engages too soon.
Yeah, it's like the person either grabs on too soon. You're like, no, gotta go for the palm all the way in, and then I will stop people and go, no, we're not living with that. We gotta get a real handshake, a lot.
And
So-
some people just don't move. They just go like, you just squeezed me. That's not a shake. It's got to shake. There's got to be some of this.
what was it? Remember when we went to the taco night in Seattle?
Yeah.
Weren't they telling us like stupid handshakes like that?
Like
where they,
turkey?
Like you just take your thumb and tuck it down and like,
like-
freaks people out. Yeah, they just go
mess.
past your hand.
Like if you go for the high five, when people go like this, turkey.
Oh
And
yeah.
that's- I'm doing the turkey head.
I'm surprised you high five me. You never high five me.
I don't like high fives.
Why?
I like the fist bump. Germs.
I think handshaking is one of the dumbest things we do.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
agree.
No, I think clapping is the dumbest thing we do.
Clapping's pretty dumb.
Have you ever
Like,
noticed I don't
something's-
clap at the meetings?
I don't clap
don't
either.
That's
clap.
because you're too cool.
I refuse. No,
There-
it's not about being cool. It's just clapping is dumb.
There have been great things that get announced at our meetings, like big deal things, and it's really hard for me to clap. Like I really don't like doing it. Like, it doesn't make any sense. Why would you bang your hands together?
I agree with you.
Why
I
don't
agree
you
with
bang your feet together? Because it would be absurd.
Yeah,
Because you're standing on them.
just do your knees. Clunk, clunk. It's especially funny when you see somebody who claps poorly. We know somebody who is very, very cool, and we all love this guy. He's awesome.
Who is
but
it?
He claps like a fucking.
You have to out him now.
It's Alan Richson. You ever seen Alan Richson clap?
It's kind of
Yeah.
like he leaves his hands open and just kind of
He
like.
does that. He's the open hand, flat hands like this.
Yeah, I assume he's just being funny. Is he not?
I don't know if he is or not.
Is he trying not to like damage his beautiful hands or something? Like what's going on?
No, he just claps like this.
Do you hate people who try and clap really loud with like the cupping clap? Like, ow! I bang my thumbs.
You mean this one?
Yeah, they make it sound like a
Yeah.
thud.
My
Yeah.
dad does that.
I can't do it.
Got it.
It's like thunder.
You know what I do? Actually, I find myself doing a lot is I do this. I just hit my leg.
I hate that.
I do that.
That's the worst. You are
just-
the worst kind of human being.
Why am I? You're just sitting there with your fucking thumb up your ass, not clapping.
No, my thumbs are firmly in front of me, not doing anything.
So do you just stare at people while they're clapping?
Yeah, I'm just like, this is so stupid.
I do the thigh clap too because I'm usually holding a coffee
Yeah,
or something.
because you're holding something. I just go, yeah.
I sometimes just do a single clap.
You feel so obligated
Like
to
this?
make noise, you're like striking yourself.
Well,
You know-
you're just
you
making
know how
the sound
to,
of skin on skin.
Do you know how to clap for people who are deaf?
Yeah.
Isn't that cheering?
jazz hands?
Oh yeah. I mean, I thought it was like whistling or something.
That's much better. Whistling. They can't hear it.
No, but no.
Have
like,
you ever
just
stayed at a
signify
hotel
something.
in an accessible
Never.
room that
Yes.
has a doorbell for people who are either hearing impaired or visually impaired?
Was it a
Not.
light?
I've stayed in hotel rooms that have doorbells, but not specifically because of any kind of handicap or disability.
I've stayed in a hotel like that before, and I was like, oh, I gotta see what this doorbell's like. I wonder if it just makes like a flashing light or something. It is like setting off a fire alarm in your fucking room that
Yeah.
goes on for 10 goddamn seconds.
Wow.
What?
Yeah.
Oh, so it's just really loud?
It's like a piercing alarm noise, and then like strobe lights start going on.
Now
was
that I
like-
know that,
I almost had a fucking
Ding dong,
heart
ding dong,
attack.
ding dong, ding
of course, you'd be doing it to people who are staying in a disabled room, so that might not be the coolest thing ever.
dong. Yeah.
Although, what happens sometimes when they book the room up, or book the hotel up, they'll give you the disabled room, and it's like,
That's why that's happened to me.
it's super spacious too. Like the bathroom's huge and everything.
And you got all kinds of handles in the bog.
Yeah. I there's always stuff
When
like that
things
though,
get
where you
really
just
intense.
like you see something, and you don't like your brain doesn't engage fast enough. Like you're in the bathroom and you're sitting there, and you look over, and there's a string on a coming out of the wall. Like out of like an outlet plate, and you're like, "What's that string doing?" You pull it, and it's a fucking alarm for when people fall off the toilet or whatever, and they can't get back up. You ever done that before?
I've
I did it at
seen
my
those, I've never pulled
grandmother's
them.
apartment, and oh my god, scared me
Well, I
after
feel like-
that.
Did it scare the shit out of
I
you?
was gonna
Because that would be
say,
the place
yeah,
for it.
It scared
Although I have
me.
noticed here that not many bathrooms, I don't think I've seen a single bathroom in America where you have a rope handle for the light.
Oh, yeah.
No?
Rope handle for the light.
But that's very common in UK bathrooms.
We
You
have those a lot in attics and in cellars.
Why in bathrooms in the UK?
I don't know, it might be an old house thing. Like both of my grandparents' houses had them.
Yeah,
And they would
older
always
houses
snap
had
because you'd yank it too hard. It'd be like,
I think we call those chain lights. We don't call them
Yeah.
rope lights. Yeah, but I mean
Those
those
are
are
really
common
a
in
string.
like,
Like small closets.
and it's always like a bare bulb.
Yeah.
Typically, it's not
Yeah.
like there's no
nothing
fixture
fancy.
on it. Yeah.
All the, I was in Japan recently. All of the fucking
Brag about it.
public bathrooms in Japan, or I should say none of the public bathrooms in Japan have soap.
what do you do?
Wipe your hands up your own ass? I don't know.
Well, there's a sink. You can wash your hands.
You can't wash your hands without soap by
Yes, you-
definition.
you absolutely
You can
can.
get your hands wet in a
No,
sink.
no,
No.
If you have fecal on your hand, you can wipe it off with water.
Yeah, I mean, of course, that's what I did. I would rub my hands underwater, but that's not cleaning it.
Do hot
It
water.
is
totally is
cleaning it.
cleaning it.
It's
Hot
just
water
not-
kills a lot of germs.
Water's one of the most
Water
polar
doesn't get hot
substances
enough.
It's
in
not
the world.
sanitizing it, but it is cleaning it.
All right, I can clean shit off of my
It
hands.
doesn't
with
matter
water.
anyway. You got to touch the door on the way out. Your hands will never be clean.
That's true, and no one else has soap to use on their hands. It's annoying.
You know how there's those bins that you stamp on and the lid's open?
Yeah.
Why don't they have doors that do that?
They
You
do.
What?
They do. They have 'em a lot of places. They have a
Mighty
little
Fine?
hook. Mighty Fine has it, and Rudy's has them. I guess the guy is maybe the guy who owns Rudy's and Mighty Fine, same company. Maybe he's got some kind of germ thing. But
He's
yeah.
also got the hand washing thing.
I have a question.
I appreciate a bog without doors. Just like two different archways that are offset so you can't ever see into
Like
the...
touch
Convention
anything?
centers, right? You see that a lot.
Yeah, airports too.
What's the point of automatic soap dispensers?
You don't have to touch the little thing.
Yeah, but once you use the
That's a
soap,
good point. She's got a great point.
your hands are clean.
Well, yeah, because once you get the smush,
It's
and then
literally
you-
the last thing you can touch is the soap dispenser.
yeah.
Because then you.
Well, theoretically, the handle to the door leading out of the bathroom should be the cleanest surface in the world because everyone's washing their hands.
Yeah, but nobody does.
right before they touch it.
But even if one person doesn't, you're fucked.
Yeah.
People are animals.
But you're
what percentage do
you're
you think?
fucked in what
you
way?
go-
Like, what do you get from genitals? Like, what is that? What are you afraid
Pregnant?
of catching?
It's not genitals, it's feces.
It's feces. Is that what you think?
Yeah.
No, but like if
Why
Gus
did you
saw
wash
somebody,
your hands?
if somebody saw Gus peeing in the urinal, or Gus, you saw somebody else doing that, you're just watching because you want to look at them, and then they left without. That would not be okay.
No, of course not.
feces involved there.
What if they
Yeah,
pissed
but-
on their hand?
They've got like dick stank.
But piss is sterile.
You said genitals.
Urine is sterile.
And not after it comes out.
What does that mean?
Like it gets minging out your dick hole.
But what are you guys afraid of getting?
Guess what? They piss out of their dick
I just
hole.
want to know. I've always been
You're
fascinated with this.
pivoting,
I mean, I get
changing the
that bathroom stuff is gross and everything, and it's germy. But what are you afraid of getting?
Sick. I'm afraid of
what does that
getting
mean?
sick.
Germs from
Influenza?
waste.
Anything.
Like pee hole waste.
I don't want to vomit. I don't want to have diarrhea. I don't want to feel bad.
Okay, so are you saying you're okay? So say I went to the urinal, got my knob in my hand.
I'm not saying I'm okay with it. I'm just curious. Like, I want someone to define, like, what are they afraid of getting?
Say I finished touching my penis. Maybe there's a little bit of spray, and then on the way out of the bathroom, I just put my 2 fingers in your mouth.
No, I mean I wouldn't want you to put your 2 fingers in my mouth sitting there right now, though. That's germy. But if it's like I don't think about you touch a bunch of horrible stuff all day long.
That's why I wash my hands and sanitize them.
When you get
all
an
day
elevator
long.
and you punch elevator buttons, those are disgusting. Public doorknobs, everything like that. All that stuff is terrible. I don't spend any of my time thinking about it. I don't spend any of my time.
Good,
thinking
you
about
shouldn't.
It. Not at all. I don't worry about it in the least.
Well, good for you. You're
people
a more
think-
evolved human being.
Listen, I want people to wash their hands when they leave the
Were
bathroom.
you on the podcast where we talked about peeing in the shower?
No, I was not on the podcast.
Do
where
you
we talked
pee in
about
the
being
shower?
I don't tell you anything. I don't tell you anything that I do.
Bernie, you need to be
That
on
means
my
he
side.
does.
What's that?
Yes.
That means you do.
Like a normal fucking human
No,
being.
like a fucking disgusting human being.
Don't
I pee in the shower every day.
Every day?
Every
Do you
day.
pee in the shower at work?
I don't use the shower. Right?
No.
Okay,
But if I did, I probably would.
so if I was to sniff your inner leg, your inner thigh, would it smell like piss?
No, because I'm in the shower.
Yeah.
So you piss before you clean.
Usually. Yeah.
So why don't you just piss before you get in the shower?
That's how you rinse off your legs.
Usually.
Because then I don't have to flush. Because I'm already in the running water.
If you ever pee in the shower, you pee the moment you get in the shower because you have a reflex when you touch the water.
Hot water, yeah.
I don't know what that is.
What are we talking about?
You have a reflex when you touch water, you want to
Don't
pee.
you know that?
totally pees in the shower.
Don't you know that trick? Don't you know that trick when you're at a sleepover party? If someone's asleep, you put their.
That's a fucking
It's a
urban
load of
legend.
Skrillex. What are you talking about?
But that's how it started.
I don't suddenly piss my pants when I get hot.
Hot water. It's not about being hot.
Let me have a
Are you really
coffee.
surprised
I
to hear
piss
this?
myself.
That when you touch water, it makes you have to go to the bathroom. You've never heard of
I've
that.
never had
never
that.
heard of this.
And also, I drink hot drinks every day. I'd piss
the
constantly.
internet.
That's why it doesn't happen to you. Be in the shower.
Whoa!
Pick it up. It's spilling.
Jesus, Gavin. Yeah, I got one more of these.
I'm gonna look this up.
Want to remind everyone this
Bollocks.
episode of the podcast is also brought to you by. Don't.
What are you doing?
Did you find anything out, Barbara?
Nah.
What are you taking a picture of?
It's not true.
Why am I taking a picture?
No,
What
I
are you
just,
doing?
Why would I ever take a picture?
I don't know. Why would happen?
I just don't know what to search. That's the problem.
I'll tell you what I
Peeing
searched
in
for.
shower barbarian?
All I put was, why does touching, and if auto-completed, why does touching water make you,
You
pee?
can't use autocomplete as a justification based on the stupid things we've seen autocomplete do.
It means people are searching for it. And there's all these things.
Yeah, asshole.
Why does running in warm water make you want to pee?
Running in warm water?
Well, running and warm water. I've asked myself this question again this morning
Running
as I was
makes people
making
pee?
tea. I had to pee already, but I had to really go as I was running the water. But I know this is a trick for people to pee if they can't.
It's the sound of running water.
Anyway, I'm on Yahoo Answers. We're not going to get a good answer from that.
Is it like sneezing when you look into a bright light?
This is a normal thing.
Just one of those related things.
Yeah.
Oh, someone, I forget who it was. This was a while ago. We were talking about it. Someone on Twitter was saying that you were saying that hype doesn't exist anymore, but you weren't able to buy Star Wars tickets.
I mean, I want to buy the Star Wars tickets. He said hype doesn't exist
You said
anymore.
hype doesn't exist
I did,
anymore,
yeah.
but he can't buy Star Wars tickets because people are so hyped for it.
Yeah.
Is that what hype is?
Stuck on that.
That's just
What is hype, Gavin?
volume.
I'm just getting like really
Listen,
excited.
You don't think
Hype.
Star Wars at this point is overhyped? Everything is fucking Star Wars. Everything. It's everywhere.
Oh.
Constantly.
Did you see that R2-D2 painted plane that All Nippon Airways rolled out?
No.
They painted 787 to look like R2-D2.
Good for them.
All right.
No, it's what are you doing?
are
Why
you
do you keep
doing?
taking photos? What's happening?
What?
Is something wrong?
Nope.
Why do you keep taking pictures of me?
Are you taking pictures of her?
I just take a picture.
You keep like every time the camera leaves you, he takes a photo like this. He gets his phone, he goes like that every single time. What are you taking a photo of? Let me see the picture. What did you take a photo of?
It's just of you and Barbara.
Okay, something's weird.
I just have a lot of pictures of me dressed like, and I want a proof of other people.
Oh, you have crumbs on your skirt. That's what he's taking pictures of.
It's not. It wasn't
Bits.
anything shifty. I
Little
wouldn't worry
My
about it.
little bits of pizza.
Gus's outfit was not provided by Trunk Club. I just want to
No,
tell
it's
you.
not. You cannot get this.
Aren't they doing trunk clip for women?
Yeah, I think so. I think it's in like testing mode at the moment. Like
Sweet.
it's not open wide for everyone yet. I think you have to get an invitation or something.
Speaking of things that have gone open wide, my car now has auto drive on it.
Oh, okay, good for you.
That is.
Take
It's a
your glasses
feature.
off.
It's not. I don't feel safe.
It is rough.
I was in the car with Bernie. I was in the passenger seat. He's got both hands just in his lap, not touching the pedals.
Yeah.
And the car is going at like 50 miles an hour through a green light, which is fine. And then all of a sudden, another car kind of like pulled out from the right, and the car swerved into oncoming traffic.
Yeah. No, we were
And then
crossing
Your
the
car?
intersection. Yeah.
Were there cars coming in the other direction?
No, we were crossing over an intersection. It was like, hey, I don't see my lane. There's the lane over there. Let's go for that
It
one.
basically just like recentered on a different lane of traffic.
How does your car have auto drive when they're still testing those little Google cars that do
So
the auto drive?
listen,
it already
if
have
there's
that
one thing about
technology?
Tesla, they overmarket. I mean, talk about a company trying to build hype. I mean, and I'm a big fan of the company. I really am. But they have definitely hyped this up as being like, oh, now all Teslas can auto drive. If I get on the freeway and I drive on the freeway, it's perfect. Like, I actually like bumper to bumper traffic now, because what it does is, first of all, you have to be on a road that has stripes, that has lanes, stripes. Like, it has to have a line on the right, and it has to have like the middle line as well, which a lot of roads do. What's wrong with you?
This is a mess of words.
And it has
I'll
to
tell you
have,
what. I'll tell you what.
so it has to have all those things. And on the freeway, it's got those, and it also cues off of other cars around you, specifically or mostly from a car that's in front of you. It says, okay, that's a car. I'm gonna watch its behavior, and I'll follow that behavior as well. And the fucking thing steers by itself and everything.
It's really cool. Like, it's so impressive. But it's definitely going to get you into an accident.
Well, that's the thing. It's been out since the middle of last week, and there's been no accidents reported. Because if a car driving itself had gotten in an accident in the last week, that'd have been huge headlines.
Have you been looking for reports of that?
I have been. I tried to search for it, and I couldn't find it.
So what if we did a thing where we both get in your car and we both pad up massively? We wear like helmets and we just sit in the back seat
in the
Oh,
back
God.
seat?
and we just see where it goes.
Well, it's not fair because the other people on the road don't get to pad up like we are. I mean, I guess we couldn't do that because,
Do you legally have to be in the front seat of your
well,
car?
the Tesla actually knows when you're in the front seat or not. Like
Just put a bag of sand on the front seat.
something that'll happen. It's a weird feature in the
several.
car is that if I have the car in drive, the Tesla, man, it's one of these things where it does so much stuff for you. It makes you build bad habits. Like, I can pull in my garage and drive, and then just get out of my car, like while the car's in drive, and the car goes, oh, he's leaving, park, and it puts the car in park, and then shuts it down, and I leave.
I wonder if my car will do that.
Yeah.
Nope.
Technology just makes you a lazy bitch.
It really does. And it's like, so anyway, I like bumper to bumper traffic right now. I've only had it for, 5 days. But in bumper to bumper traffic, you literally just turn on auto drive and you're going like start and stop traffic. The car just does the whole thing. And you can just, you could sit there and like.
Are you legally allowed to text then? Because you're not supposed to text and drive in
no,
Austin.
you're not. You're in charge of the vehicle. You are
Okay.
operating the vehicle. I do not sit there and text or anything like
Well, I
that.
think the law's going to change when they have self-driving cars.
I don't know. I think there will always have to be a person who's capable of taking over the wheel.
Really, though?
And even if on the Tesla, if you go like 90 seconds and your hands haven't been on the wheel for 90 seconds, it says put your hands on the wheel. Then you put your hands on the wheel and then you take it back off again. And after like 2 minutes,
Are you still there?
if you haven't put your hands on the wheel, it starts to reduce your speed.
Wow.
So you have to put your hands on the wheel to maintain your speed.
So you can't just have a kip.
You can't have a kip. Exactly right. You're not kipping. So
So you can't
And-
drive with your knees either.
you could probably do it with your knees. You
It's
just need a little
enough
bit of feedback
time-
on the wheel to count as.
It's enough time that you would usually need a second person for that. Like, if you needed to change from your glasses to your sunglasses, it's enough time to just look away from the road and rummage.
I definitely feel comfortable kind of zoning out more, which I know is not a good habit. And it's
so bad.
It's less
Reinforcing
so.
that.
Well, you don't drive, Gavin, so you don't know. But a lot of times when you're driving, you tend to go on autopilot, and especially if I'm going from work to somewhere that's near my house.
Yeah.
All of a sudden, I'm at my house, and I'm like, why did I come here?
I mean, I do that on foot as well.
Yeah.
I'll walk to the wrong place. I'll be like, where was I even? Dick.
Yeah. You just,
But I assume in short distances.
Yeah, I'll be halfway the wrong way and I'll be like, wasn't even paying attention.
That's actually when we've gone overseas. That's the hardest part about trying to drive on the opposite side of the road. We drive on the right side here. When you go to somewhere you try to drive on the left, it's all of your instincts that are wrong. Like all the little things you do when you're zoned out or not thinking about.
Like looking
Yeah.
the wrong way on a
it's like
roundabout.
you're expecting traffic to come from one direction. You're looking in the wrong direction. You're like, no, wait, you got to fix what you're doing.
That's why in the UK, when you cross a street, that you're never
Look
paying
right.
attention when you're crossing. It says
Yeah.
look right on every single intersection.
Especially around airports
Australia,
where there's
too.
going to be a lot of foreign people.
Dude, everywhere I went in London, it was on every intersection, which I thought, how annoying is that for the people who live in this city who know to look right? You know, they spend their whole life.
I think it's
doing
quite
it.
handy because it's a one-way street.
Oh, all right, fair
When
enough.
we were in Australia, Aaron tried to drive a manual, but since everything was backwards,
Yeah.
it was like all the manual controls were.
Well, Ashley was
backwards.
telling me that the stick
No, but one
is
is
with
always
your
on the left.
no, yeah. So
But you're
what
doing
you're
it with
saying,
your left
the
hand.
stick is with your left hand, but the actual what I was going to point out was that the gear map is still the same.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but you're still like having to do it
We're left-handed.
towards
yeah.
you
Yeah.
instead of away from
Yeah,
you.
Ashley's left-handed, so that works out well for her. And you're using the clutch with the right, right? As I assume.
I don't know.
No, I don't think so. It would still be the left.
I would
So
assume
the
it's still,
clutch is still on the left.
Yeah, because
I've
you're
never
still-
driven a
you're
stick.
Yeah, you've driven, but you've driven
I-
automatic.
Well, I've driven, you know, on what do they call that? Right side drive. I've done that, but not manual transmission.
Right. Left side drive.
I find that because the clutch is on one foot, if you ever try and use that foot to
It's on
brake,
the right side of the car.
but left side.
Left side of the road.
So it's left side of the road drive. Okay.
basically braking with your clutch foot is so violent because you're used to just mushing the clutch all the way in.
Yeah.
And if you try and use it on the brake, it's like, oh,
Well, when
you
I
can't
first started driving,
steadily
I would
brake.
use both my feet on the pedals.
I like how you're
really?
telling us
I had
about
to learn
driving.
not to do that.
That's the only way I've driven. I've only driven a manual.
Why do
before.
they teach you not to do that? Like, what's the
Because you can press
downside?
both pedals at once. My car will actually warn me if I end up, I have a big foot and I end up when I hit the brakes, I sometimes hit the gas pedal too, and it gives you a huge warning. You're pressing both pedals. Actually, never gets that warning. I get it like once a drive, basically.
Big are your feet?
They're massive.
But technology does makes you a terrible, shitty human.
It does.
Like, I walk out of my house
Confirm.
with all the lights turned on because the geotagging around my house senses that I've left and all the lights go off.
That's not true. What is
Yeah.
that?
But that doesn't make you
Just,
shitty human.
It's just hue bulbs. But it means now that I don't even bother like checking to see if I've left stuff
is
on.
every fucking bulb in your house a hue bulb?
No, I mean like in my study.
Oh,
I don't
that's
have
cool.
it.
Yeah, that just creates bad habits.
It does.
That's cool.
I want to fill the whole house with hue bulbs, but they are damn expensive for
think
light bulbs. They're like
you-
$50.
and I think there's
Whoa!
only so many you can put on a bridge.
Oh, is it really? I actually only have 3 bulbs.
I think
It's just the starter
I think
pack that I
10
got.
is the most you can put
10
on
on
one
one?
bridge. Yeah.
That's
You-
not good.
You have to get additional bridges beyond that.
I went through and replaced all my lights with LED lights at my old house.
And
it
you'll
was
never
like-
touch them again, right?
Yeah, I was like, I'll never change these light bulbs for 14 years, and then I moved.
I
It
accidentally
turns out I was
bought-
right.
when I moved into the
Joke's on
house I've got now, I bought all the bog roll I'll ever need. I basically have one bathroom where the entire closet is toilet paper
Why? What's wrong with you?
because I have not bought toilet paper since I moved in. It's awesome. I recommend it.
You're about to move. You're gonna have all that fucking toilet paper.
I mean, set for life.
You're gonna
Just gonna get a
what-
suitcase and fill it.
That's what the movers are for.
Just ship
fucking
it.
light on fire. Dude, listen, just let the movers let that one go. Don't have them move like 14 years of toilet paper.
It's not. I'm probably halfway through it. I slightly overbought, but buying stuff in bulk is the best. Toothpaste, I buy like 20 at a time. It's great
Damn.
I'm a little reluctant to
because
bring
not having
this up.
toothpaste sucks.
I'm a little reluctant to bring this up, but I'm bringing it up anyway. Is that we've had the discussion here about people wiping. It's the same thing as like the bathroom discussion we had earlier.
Go
Is
on.
that we talked about this before a bunch of times that there's half the world wipes
Oh, right.
standing up and half the world wipes sitting down, and they don't know that the other half of the world exists until this conversation starts.
Right.
And then people start to freak the fuck out. Like there'll be people who have never heard this before,
I'm a sitter.
even though we've talked about it in the podcast like 3 or
Sitter.
4 times. There'll be people on Twitter going, "What do you mean people sit down to wipe their butts? That doesn't happen."
It's when your bum's open.
So there was an interesting moment that happened in a video, and I'm not going to go into specifics. But there was an interesting moment that happened in a video where someone had to simulate wiping,
Oh, I know what you're talking about.
and the way they did it was very, very strange.
It was from the front.
It was from the front.
Wait,
Like
this is
between the legs?
Wait, girl or boy?
Listen, I can't. I'm not trying to
Okay.
out anybody. It's a video. It's a video that you're in.
It's got to be a guy.
It's a video that you're in.
Is it $1 million butt?
And it did not catch. Like I thought that's gonna like cause a storm. Gus, you want to help me out here?
A shitstorm?
There you go. Exactly. I'm trying to avoid all my bathroom puns today.
Is like this?
Yeah.
You must be pissing on your wrist.
I don't know what's going on there.
He was simulating wiping his butt after a poop.
You don't go underneath.
You also
from
don't
the
wipe your
front.
butt. Do you wipe your butt beyond pooping? Do you guys just like stop in the middle of the day and wipe your butt?
Keep yourself clean. Why not?
Do you really?
No, I'm just
Oh.
kidding.
I thought maybe I was like, am I supposed to be wiping more than after a poop? But yeah, so because she specifically pointed out he was wiping after a poop. Gus.
Oh.
Well, it sounded like he was thinking he was wiping after a piss. Because he's like,
You
you're
don't-
No, he
pissing
said
on
you-
your wrist.
You don't need to wipe after a piss. You just give it a
I was
solid shape.
confused because you said he was pissing
She
on
does.
his
She
wrist.
said he would
Women
piss.
wipe after
Well, I
they
mean,
piss.
you can't poo without peeing. It's impossible.
It's not
It's
impossible.
very possible.
It's not impossible.
It's impossible.
Look, if you got a full bladder and you need to poo only,
Don't say-
impossible.
But don't say full bladder. What if you have a full
What
bladder?
if you don't have a full bladder?
If you don't have the situation is set up is so stupid. If you have a full bladder but you only need to poo, that's what full bladder means. You have to pee.
No, I mean if you're going to poo and you happen to also have a load of piss.
What if you
It's
just
not
Yeah,
gonna
no, I
stay
agree.
in.
Unless you just came straight from the urinal and sit down.
Yeah, because then your
I
bladder's
actually
empty.
agree with you that you tend to do both at the same time.
Well,
Like,
it's because it's literally physically impossible not to piss.
now that statement I don't agree
All right.
with. That it's physically
You're gonna drink a
impossible.
lot of water, then you're gonna poo, and we'll see what happens. There's no way you're
You
not
know
gonna
that
pee.
water doesn't turn into poo, right?
But
You
what
know
if
that?
you don't have to pee? Like,
Some
what
of
if
it
your
does.
bladder is not full? Like,
Then you won't pee.
so, but
I'm
it is
saying,
possible not to pee.
No,
Oh my
unless
God.
it's totally drained and empty. You're just.
when
you're-
does that ever happen? When do you poo with a completely empty bladder?
times.
Sometimes I'll pee first, then poo, and then my body finds extra pee after I'm done. It just more comes out.
This conversation
Like it
me
makes
have
them
to
on
pee.
demand.
Yeah, it makes them.
Yeah, I'm with you.
So sorry I brought this up.
And also,
Where
do
were
ever
you
get the
going
thing-
with this?
do you ever
Well,
think
that was it. Like, I was
you-
surprised that it did not
you
cause
and I use
more
the
of a
bathroom the
reaction.
same.
Yeah,
Like, there
No,
was
not
no
in the
discussion
shower.
about that, but you noted it, and I noted it when I saw it. I was
Well,
like,
it was also so fast.
that was interesting.
It was
Also-
I didn't notice it on my own. Blaine actually told me about it. He showed me a cut of it. He's just like, look at the way he's doing this. And I was like,
But we're not mentioning his name, but it's in the video, right?
Yeah.
So what, everyone knows who we're talking about.
No, how do you know? Who are we talking about?
I told him already.
It's in the video
Yeah, there's like 8 videos, dude.
of people wiping.
No, go watch the fucking video if you want to go do it. Go watch the
I'm
video.
with you, Gavin. I don't know why.
I don't get it. And also, have you ever had the thing where it's the middle of the night and you sit down and you're trying to stay asleep a little bit because it's like
Yeah.
4 a.m, so you're just like this, and you pee a lot, and then you like get up ready to go, and then more pee.
Yeah.
It's like your bladder has folded, and then as you get up, it like unleashes the other half of your bladder. It's like, oh, I've got a second entire
No.
piss.
You might
I've
have
had that.
prostate issues.
Why
Right.
are we on the same page about everything and they're on the same page about everything?
We'll give each other a check.
Yeah,
So do you wipe standing up or sitting down?
Sitting down,
Okay.
from the front.
Barbarian.
not from the front.
I don't see how you can get clean that way. You're just
They always teach you
tugging
not to
feces.
wipe that direction.
You're just tugging feces into
Yeah.
the back of your balls.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're wiping that way. You need to go that way. with it.
Was he pushing like?
And then he just lets go and it falls in.
So it's interesting.
It's time to wrap.
We've had stuff like that before though, where we have scenes like either like sex scenes or kissing
off.
scenes or other kinds of scenes, and you have to like inadvertently you are
giving the game
demonstrating
away.
your technique.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And you don't realize that till afterwards, and you see it later, or you see somebody else doing it. You're like, well, that's kind of interesting the way they're going about that. So
Fingering.
fingering. Have we done a video where somebody
Don't
gets
think we have.
fingered?
Don't think we've
But if you had to
seen that.
quickly do an impression of fingering, you'd be embarrassed to do it, right?
Do it.
Well, I always noted.
Do you make that noise too?
I really hope so. That would be so incredible if you made that noise the entire
That
time.
wasn't fingering. That was you pretending to be a girl minching yourself off.
Yeah. Well, or me going from the back.
Yeah.
Oh.
I got you.
Well, I remember one of the things
Fair play.
what I noticed when Gavin first started coming on the podcast is I thought it was interesting that whenever he referenced dick, like if you do what's the hand motion for screwing? Like if you say we're going to do it.
You do this.
Yeah, just like that. Gavin doesn't do that.
Oh,
Because you take one finger and he does 2 fingers every time. And I always thought,
Because this is a finger, this is a penis.
that to me was interesting that you were like doing that. Like you weren't going like this with a fist or
Well,
anything
my
like that.
penis isn't that wide.
No, yeah.
But is it this
I've
wide?
heard stories, Gavin. Come on.
I mean, near enough. It's not that. Oh, maybe it is.
There you go. All right, we're gonna wrap up. Thanks for watching, everyone.
Watch the post show.
We'll see you guys next week.
Post show.
Thanks, Marcus.